medical office assistant, Aaron O'Neill says ex-fiancé Jason Valley owes for credit card charges. Jason says Aaron owes for improvements on a truck and for his prizes won in a wedding contest.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 59 on the calendar in the matter of O'Neill versus Valley. You're quite welcome. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Miss O'Neill, you and the defendant were engaged to be married, and according to your complaint, the defendant used your credit cards. You had not given him permission to use the credit cards, and he racked up bills in excess of $5,000.
Correct.
The defendant says that he had the right to use your credit cards. You had given him permission.
Correct.
You have a counterclaim, sir, that it's a whole potpourri of stuff. You claim that you put a lot of money in a truck that she kept and some other stuff, which you will explain to me later. Miss O'Neill, when were you and the defendant living together?
He moved in late September.
And tell me about the credit cards.
The credit cards are in my name and my name only. The credit cards had a zero balance, and I took the defendant once to go shopping for his children for Christmas presents. I was aware of that, and I'm not disputing those charges. And we also had put a down payment on my ring on that same credit card. He said it was his responsibility, and so when the statement came, he would make the payment directly to the credit card company. He'd give the envelope to me sealed, and I would mail it from my place of business, and so on and so forth.
He took the bill sealed?
He took the bill, he sealed and I'm assuming opened it to pay it, but I never.
But you never opened the bills?
I didn't see the bill because, again, it was his responsibility because it was presents for his children and, again, for the deposit on the ring. I didn't see the statement because I had nothing on there at that time. And, Your Honor, I really do feel like this matter was something that was brought forth premeditated. I think that he...
Okay, so let's get to the story and then we'll discuss whether it was premeditated or not.
Okay. I had the credit cards put safely in my bedroom because I was not going to be...
Well, so far you had one credit card that he used. What about the... You said
right.
Now you had
There's
another
a second card that had gotten mailed to me that I did not use anything for. We took one trip to Tahoe that we did use. And again, I'm not disputing those charges. We charged about $150 that weekend. So what had happened was I placed the Visa in the headboard of the bed, and then when the MasterCard came, I also put it with that as well.
When did you discover that there were excessive balances on the credit card?
On March 27th, I received a notice that there was a certified letter at the post office waiting for Jason that was for a storage unit that I had had my bed in that had all of his other belongings in it. So I was a little suspicious because obviously it wasn't a Christmas card, it was probably an eviction, and that means that he was back a couple months. So I confronted him that evening and I asked him, how are we doing on the bills in general, my ring, the storage, you know, little things like that. He said, oh, honey, you know, we're caught up, we're fine. And he also got offended that I would even ask him something like that. So he was at that point lying to my face. So that morning when he left for work on the 28th, I went through a side of his bed that there were drawers that he kept a number of receipts and tax return information. When I found the credit card statement, I noticed that I also found forged receipts that have my name forged in his handwriting, and also a lot of the receipts in his possession matched my credit card statements with an outrageous balance. So
what was the balance?
The balance on the credit card was almost $6,000. That was the Visa, and the MasterCard was about $1,500.
You have those statements?
Yes.
I'd like to see them, please.
Did you want to see the forgeries too?
Yeah.
Okay. These are the receipts, and then these are some information along with my copies of my time card as to...
Now, just give me the receipts, please, and the balance that you found on each of the cards. Am I correct that there were some cash withdrawals as well?
Correct. And I've never made a cash withdrawal, and I don't know how he got the PIN, but my name's Aaron, and he had commented once before that he had called for insurance purposes on the truck, that he used my name, Aaron, and he thought it was kind of humorous that he could get information using my name. And so I'm assuming he might have used that method to obtain a PIN number because I don't know my PIN. I've never used cash advance.
Did you ever get a PIN number yourself?
I never received one myself. I don't know if one was ever mailed or, because I don't use that. And Your Honor, on a lot of the forgeries too, he's misspelled my name, so.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, Your Honor, I have some proof here, some letters here showing that she did give me permission to use the credit cards.
Mr. Valley, let's start from the beginning, sir. I want you to start with where you got the credit cards from, when you took them out, and used them and signed her name?
Your Honor, I used the credit that she gave me, the credit cards to hold in my wallet. There was nothing in, no coverage or nothing like that. She gave them to me when we go out at night and stuff like that. She didn't want to carry a purse, so she gave me her driver's license and her credit cards. Sometimes she'd have a little too much to drink or something like that. We're checking out, okay, and it's like, you know, we're signing away, and she'll say, just sign the credit card. I didn't think this was a problem. I had no idea. I always had the credit cards in my possession because when I first met her, she used to keep her credit cards in the freezer in a bowl of water, okay, because she had using the credit cards too much. She racked up bills and stuff like that.
Yes.
When I first moved in, you know, she says, okay, you know, pay a minimum rent, you know, here's my credit cards, you pay off your credit cards, okay, and she says, well, you know, I have a better interest rate, and that let's use my credit cards when we need them, as long as you pay me back. And I was making the payments, I
Just
was
a
paying
minute.
them back.
There we go. As long as you pay me back.
Yes.
Okay, you see, you keep talking. Sometimes if I let you keep talking, and you stick both feet in your mouth. So, you acknowledge, sir, let me take your best case scenario, that you used her credit cards, but the agreement was you would pay for those credit card bills.
Correct.
So why didn't you pay them?
I was paying them. I have proof here that I was paying them every month.
How much were you
Okay,
paying?
I was paying $140 a month.
So therefore, Mr. Valley, you acknowledge that you owe her $5,000.
No.
Well, explain that to me, sir.
Because
either you took the credit cards, pay attention to what you just said, either you took the credit cards, as she says, without her permission, or you had her permission, but your agreement was that you would be paying a minimal rent and you would take care of all the charges on the credit cards. That's what you just told me a moment ago. So explain to me why you don't owe her $5,000.
I was to take full responsibility what I put on the credit cards, Your Honor.
That's not what you told me, sir.
Well, that's
I mean, how
what
does
I
that work out? You order 2 egg roll, you pay for yours and you don't pay for hers?
No, Your Honor.
You put gas in the car, you split that down the middle? How does that work?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Says ex-fiancé Jason Valley forged her signature to make unauthorized credit card charges. Jason says he had permission.
Go ahead.
If you look on the credit card statements, you know, it shows her charges, then my charges. Her charges, then my charges.
I'm talking about your charges, which are in excess of $5,000, sir. Not her charges, the charges that you made, whether it be for gas or restaurants or anything else. Now, are you telling me now that your agreement was that you would split those charges 50-50?
We never had that agreement, no.
So your agreement was that you were supposed to pay the credit cards?
For my charges, yes.
Right. All right. So we just took care of that. Give a guy long enough and he always just gets right in there. All right, Mr. Valley, now let's get to your counterclaim, sir. Let's start with this truck that you say she owes you money for.
Back in October, we purchased a 98 Chevy extended cab four-wheel drive together. Okay, my financing wasn't going to be the greatest. She said, let's put it in my name, we'll get a cheaper finance rate. The Chevy pickup, when we purchased it, it was bone stock. It was no add-ons, no nothing. I purchased lift kit, all kinds of accessories, and when we broke up, she came to my shop saying, I want the truck. I said, that's not a problem. I will take my stuff off, I will put your tires back on, do whatever has to be done. No, I want it now. I said, well, you know, I'd like to have my property. And she says, no, take me to court.
Yes.
Okay. We purchased the truck? No. I purchased the truck. He has credit worse than a 2-year-old. I purchased the vehicle myself.
Who's making the payments on the truck?
He was making the payments on the truck, which I also show that he was also delinquent on the payments for the truck. So I had to pay $500 just to get current when all of this happened.
Who's making payments on the truck now?
He was. Oh, I am.
Now?
Oh, I am.
Okay, is the truck in your name?
Yes, always has been.
Did you ever make an arrangement with him that he would be reimbursed for any additions or any modifications that he put on the truck?
No.
All right, now let's leave the truck for a minute. Did you enter some sort of a contest with him?
Yes.
All right, now that's the last part of your counterclaim, sir, that she owes you for half the prizes that were awarded to you as a couple from this dream wedding contest, which turned out to be not a dream wedding.
Nightmare.
So, tell me about that.
We won gift certificates to different places like jewelry stores, and it was like $3,000 in gift certificates.
Okay, you want to respond?
Yes, Your Honor. The total for the gift certificates retail face value was $3,305. None of the gift certificates have been used. I have sold about half of them in retail value, and I have had $1,200 from those gift certificates, and I'm also showing that...
Show it to him, as a matter of fact, first, before you give it to me.
And I also have the original entry showing that it's all in my handwriting and my effort that was placed forth, and again, my effort to sell.
But you won as a couple.
Correct.
All right, and you sold some of them, is that right?
Right, and the ones I have remaining that I did not sell actually equal $50 greater value than the profit that I made on the ones I sold, and I'm more than welcome to hand them over to him now.
Okay. Mr. Valley, you want the other half of the gift certificates?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Give them to him. Perfect.
There's the photographer, $955, the caterer for $250, and then 2 vacations. One has a retail value of $475, and the other's unmarked, but it, I'm assuming, is
Whatever. That's what he wants. He wants to sell it or he wants to use it. All right. Now, I think that we have resolved this matter. Mr. Valley, you owe $5,000 for the charges that you put on her credit cards that, according to you, you were supposed to pay for. According to her, you stole. I take your word for the fact that you had a permission, but you agreed to pay for them, so you owe $5,000. The vacation packages and the photographer, you have half the value of the gift certificates. As far as the truck is concerned, I find that there was never an agreement that you would be reimbursed for anything that you put in the truck. The truck is in her name. She is currently paying for the truck, so for the truck you get nothing. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He really thought he was sneaky and that he would get away with stealing forever.
It's her word against mine.
And Tammy Ritchie is suing her sister, nurse's assistant Tristine Morellas, for the unpaid balance on a car loan. Tristine says Tammy repoed the vehicle, so she's not paying.
Miss Ritchie, the defendant is your sister.
Yes.
According to what I read, your sister needed a car. She didn't have good enough credit, so you co-signed a car loan for her.
Yes.
When was that?
January of 2001.
What kind of car was purchased?
The 2001 Toyota Echo.
And what was the amount of the car loan?
Just over $13,000.
And I assume your arrangement with your sister was that she would make the car payments.
Yes.
And maintain the insurance on the car. According to your complaint, she didn't do that. You repossessed the car, you took the car back from her, and now you feel as if she should pay you at least $5,000, which is the maximum allowed in this court, because you're stuck with the car and the payments. Is that what this case is about?
Yes.
Okay. And your sister says she doesn't have the car, so she doesn't see why she should make the payments. What were the monthly payments on the car?
$296.
When did you repossess the car?
April of 2001. She had not made any payments on it, so I had talked to her first.
When was the first payment due?
I believe in February.
Did you make February's car payment of $296?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
I was behind in bills, and
So you have no reason.
the first payment that I was supposed to make, I was behind, and it was late, and I had told my sister I apologized that it was late, and that I would take care of it as soon as possible on my next paycheck.
Did you finally pay that car payment?
No.
What about March? And I'll
No.
ask you for proof of all of these things. So in March, you didn't make
No,
car
I didn't
payment.
have the car in March at all.
You had the car in
She had
April.
taken the car away
No,
from
I
me.
took-
No, she took the car back in April.
No, she took the car away twice. The first time was in March.
Then she gave it back to you.
She gave it back to me after I had went, and I apologized, and I told her I was late on the payment and that I would get to it, and she...
Talk. Did you make March's payment?
No.
And then you took the car back in April.
Yes, not
Okay, now, you don't have to say anything else. Your sister's a deadbeat. I mean, what do you want?
Ritchie says her sister, Tristine Morellas, owes for a car loan. Tristine says Tammy repoed the car prematurely.
What kind of track record did your sister have with you that would have said to you this was a smart thing to do?
Well, it's my sister, and I wanted to help her. She had the 2 kids. She has a job. She said she couldn't get to work, and she was having problems.
So she needed a brand new car?
I wanted to get her a reliable car, something that she'd have the kids in, something that she can go to work in.
How is she getting to work now?
She bought a car.
Really? When did you buy a car?
2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
Really? What did you use for money?
my income tax return.
What kind of car did you buy?
It's an 89 Honda Prelude.
That's what you should have bought before, not a brand new car.
But the agreement was that she was going to take care of this car and buy a car.
Let me see the papers on it, please.
You want all this?
Yeah, let me take a look at it.
There you go.
Well, what do you expect your sister to do with your debt, madam? What do you expect her to do with your debt?
You know, paying the car and making my payments wasn't a problem.
You didn't make the payment.
The first payment was late, and I made the agreement that I would pay her, and that wasn't a problem. When we made the agreement the second time around, I was making my payments.
You didn't make February and March's payment.
I made 2 payments.
What do you expect her to do with this car now?
It wasn't a problem for me having the car. It wasn't. She took the car away from me the
No,
second
it was a
time.
problem, madam. If you didn't make 2 months worth
I was
of car
making my
payments...
payments on the second time around. I was. She
Pay
took the car away from me again.
Oh, you know, I mean, are you stupid or what? If you don't make a February car payment and you don't make March...
I made 2 payments in April.
Show me.
She has all the
Show me.
receipts.
How much
She
did she give
has
you in
all the
April?
receipts.
And what happened was, for the first 2 months, payments were not made.
Of course.
Okay,
She
so she didn't
acknowledges
have
that.
an insurance, and I put her on my insurance until she got her own. After I put her on my insurance, the insurance company told me she had like 6 points on her driver's license, which skyrocketed my insurance. I took her off my insurance and said, till you get your insurance back, until you get your own insurance, I'm not going to do this. I can't do it anymore. And that's when she just gave up and didn't want to pay anymore. I tried everything in there.
What do you intend to do with this car?
Well, if things go well today, I intend to take both the cars into a dealership, turn them both in, and apply this as a deposit. If everything goes well today, I want to apply it toward a deposit.
Everything goes well, Miss Ritchie, is a problem. Because what you're asking me to do is to say you probably will get this amount of money for your car. And I can't do that. I don't know whether it's going to be $3,000 or $4,000. I have no idea, and neither do you.
I'm sorry, I do. I've looked into doing it. This is not something I've not done lightly. It's taken me a while to do this. The car payment right now, Blue Book's at $6,000, $7,000. The car's still owing about $11,000 on it.
Okay, let me go back and check the Blue Book. The old trusty Blue Book, $7,700 in fair condition. Good condition is $8,825. So let's say it's $8,000. Did your sister give you any money whatsoever towards the car?
$300 total.
Okay.
Your Honor, on the Blue Book value, that's maybe Blue Book, but you can't trade it in for that value.
Listen, I can do the following. I can make an award for you today of $440. If she gave you $300, she owed you $740. And then what you can do is you can go and sell the car, and then you can refile your lawsuit. What is your pleasure? I can't speculate.
I will sell the car.
Fine. Then today, without any prejudice, I'm awarding you $440. You can refile your lawsuit at such time as you sell the car.
Okay.
Perfect.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad it's over, and I just want to go home, and hopefully I don't have to deal with Tammy anymore.
It's not over. I'm going to sell the car, and then she'll be responsible for the difference. It's not over.
She's a control freak.
Of course I had to take control. She took no responsibility.
I'm always under her thumb some way or another.
They need the co-signer. They can't afford the car.
Is suing her ex-boyfriend, janitor Jackie Curl, for several unpaid loans and for damages from an assault. Jackie is countersuing for mental anguish and harassment.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 45 on the calendar in the matter of Eskridge versus Curl. Parties are sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Miss Eskridge, you claim 2 things in your lawsuit. First, you claim a couple of small loans to the defendant to help him out with rent and stuff. And you were his girlfriend, according to you. And then you say that at a party, he became enraged about something, threw something at you, and cracked your head open. Mm-hmm. Your head had to be stapled together. You want him to pay for your medical bills, your pain and suffering. Mr. Curl says he has the clue as to what you're talking about. How do you know him?
In November, my neighbor called me, and she told me that him and his girlfriend have an apartment underneath me, that his girlfriend had kicked him and his 4-year-old out at 4 o'clock in the morning, and could I help? I had previously helped her 3 other people, referring them to the manager. She's my friend, to get apartments, so she knew that I would help. He was staying at my friend's house. I gave her like $60 for rent for him and his baby to stay.
For him?
And his little girl to stay.
Okay.
But anyway, after that, in December, he got an apartment in our building. I went to the manager and begged for this apartment.
Okay, and what other money did you give him?
$65 for food one time, $100. He broke out his girlfriend's windows in her apartment on New Year's Eve because she was in the house with one of his friends, and he busted out all the windows, and they were going to evict him. So he asked me, could I help again? Because he was going through a custody thing with this baby, and me and her just hit it off right away, this little girl. I said, yeah. I gave him $100.
Did he ever say anything about repaying this money to you?
Yes, ma'am. He told me as soon as he got through with the custody stuff, on which would be the 16th of May, with his daughter, he would start paying me back this money.
Now tell me what happened with the assault, Miss Eskridge.
He was having a get-together, and I thought it was kind of rude since I helped him out that he didn't invite me. I went to the balcony.
Were you dating him at the time?
Yes, he started wanting me to date him as I was helping him.
Well, did you date him?
Yes, I did, yes.
For how long?
Up until...
how many weeks did you date him?
About 8.
8 weeks. Okay, so you dated him for 8 weeks, and then he had a party and he didn't invite you. Mm-hmm. So you went to the balcony of your apartment or his apartment?
His.
So you went to the party even though you weren't invited?
I went to the balcony. I didn't go inside. I didn't go inside. I just went to the balcony. He was standing out there just to talk to him.
And what happened?
I asked him something. We started arguing. Next thing I know, I looked down. He had something in his hand. But as soon as I saw it in his hand, I was hit and bleeding. That's how quick it was.
And what happened as a result of that injury?
I had to have my head stapled. They stapled my head together.
You have the medical records? Can
Yes,
I
ma'am.
see them, please? Did you file a police report?
No, because I was afraid that with the custody stuff, I didn't go to the hospital till the 15th. It happened around the 13th. I was scared. He wanted me to leave with him after he hit me. He was scared, I was scared. He wanted me to leave with him. He took me to his friend's house, and his wife looked at my head. I didn't know if the police was going to come and take his daughter away. I was so close to her, attached to her, I was scared. But after 2 days, I was in so much pain, I had to go to the hospital.
So you didn't go to the hospital for 2 days?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Miss Eskridge, can you tell me who these people are?
My son and my dad.
Were either one of them present when you were assaulted?
Yes, my son.
Okay, step up here. Tell me your name.
Gerard Messenberg.
Jerome, do you live with your mom?
Yes.
Who else lives there?
My sisters and my brothers.
I have 6 kids.
Do you know Mr. Curl?
Yes.
Have you ever seen him in your home?
No.
He's never been to your home as far as you know?
No.
Tell me what you saw on the day that your mother was injured.
I was outside with two of my brothers, and my mom was standing by the balcony. I don't know what she was doing, and then I seen something hit her in the head, but I thought nothing of it because the way it bounced off, and it looked like a rubber ball, like it could be a rubber ball or something soft, so the way it bounced off.
Did you see which direction it was thrown from?
It came from inside of his curtains, inside of his house.
Did you ever see what it was?
No.
You never saw what it was.
His nephew told me, other people in the building told me what he threw.
Well, you can't tell me what anybody else said to you.
I just seen something in his hand, and I didn't know what it was.
All right, Mr. Curl, let me hear from you, sir. Tell me about this party that you had in your house.
And I had like a little get-together, but no, she wasn't invited. Because for one reason, she wasn't my girlfriend, and my girlfriend stayed in the next apartment, and but she was a friend, and yes, me and my girlfriend, yeah, we had a little misunderstanding, but she done a little things for me, but I know it was a loan. She never told me it was a loan.
Did she give you any money, sir?
She gave me like a little change. Here you go.
No, I'm not talking about change. $60, $100.
No. She bought me like some like McDonald's for me and my daughter.
What about these windows that got broken out, sir? You want to tell me about that?
Yes, I will. Yes.
Look at me and tell me.
That was a case that happened, and they found out that it wasn't none of me. It was a friend of mine that did that to my fiance's windows, and that's
a friend of yours?
Yes, a friend of mine. It wasn't none of me that did that. And my fiance.
When did that happen?
In the month of December sometime.
The management company talked to you about maybe evicting you?
No, they just told me since a friend of mine's done it, I got to pay for the property, for the
Right.
damages,
Right.
and which I done.
Who gave you the money?
I have my own money.
How would she know about that?
How would she know about that? Because she stayed right above us in the same complex.
She says that she was injured at a party in your house. You know, that's when she came and she was not invited. What do you know about that, sir?
I don't know. I don't have no idea about that. I haven't seen it. You know, she said she was on the back of my patio, and I did have some company back there, and they know how she do things. She comes around and disturb everybody.
How does she come around and disturb people?
By, you know, cussing everybody out, putting things on my doors, windows, banging on my windows early in the morning.
Like what?
Like notes.
You have any of those notes?
And yes, I do.
I'd like to see them, please. Miss Eskridge, why do you put these notes on their door?
It may not be what I put. It doesn't look like.
Show them to her, please.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Eskridge says ex-boyfriend Jackie Curl owes for several loans. Noelle says she received staples in her head from his assault.
I'd like you to tell me why you put those notes on the door.
Okay. After I loaned him some money and went to his door and knocked on his door, I want to look at it and make sure it was my writing. Because of the way he's sitting here lying, I want to make sure it was my writing. I went to his house to ask him for some of my money. It was a man inside of his house, half naked. And he opened the door up, and the man peeked his head up. The man had no clothes on. A friend of theirs, their wife, she told me to be very careful because they swing. And I was enraged because his girlfriend chased me with her girlfriends for 3 months. Down in a car. When I was helping his daughter in November through December for 2 months, I was chased with women and her. I couldn't figure out why, but she had women with her chasing me till people told me what they do. And I was enraged when I found out because I felt I wasn't given the choice, that I should have been told if you were these kind of people. I was enraged when I did that. I was just shocked when that man came to the door.
Miss Eskridge, do you take any medication?
No, I don't.
Currently under a doctor's care?
No.
In order to have a successful lawsuit, Ms. Eskridge, you have to prove two things as far as a loan is concerned. You have to prove to the judge's satisfaction that there was, in fact, money turned over and that there was a contract that that money would be repaid. I don't find that here. The second thing is you claim that Mr. Curl assaulted you. Mr. Curl says he did not assault you. I have to be satisfied before I'm satisfied that someone has caused such serious physical injury that there's sufficient proof. And I don't find that there is sufficient proof that Mr. Curl, either intentionally or otherwise, caused you the injury to your head. What I do find is that I think it's a good idea that you don't have any contact with them anymore. Not leave notes on his door, not leave notes on her door, because I don't think it's good for you.
No.
I think if what you tell me is true, then you made a mistake in judgment as to someone's character. And you extended yourself, and you should think twice about doing it again.
Right.
Do you understand? But right now, what I think you have to do is say, you made a mistake with him, he's really not a nice person, I don't want to have anything more to do with them, with either him or with his girlfriend. I've got children that I have to take care of that rely on me, and I don't want to waste any more of my energy on this man or his girlfriend. Does that make sense to you?
It makes a whole lot of sense, you know.
Good. I'm glad.
You know, he stalks me. You know, very badly. It's bad.
Well, then what you have to do is say, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
And I'm going to move on and not have anything to do with them because I have a greater responsibility, and my great responsibility is to my children. And I have to be mentally alert and healthy for my kids, and I don't want to take anything away with people who aren't nice. So don't have anything to do with them anymore. Okay?
All right.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just think it was outrageous because he asked me to marry him last Wednesday.
I was dealing with a woman that's that's kind of, you know, maybe can be fatal.
He's crazy, and he needed to pay for what he did.
Wannabe girlfriends need not to be posting notes on other women's doors and panties, because they won't be so nice next time.
Joanne Sanford Keogh is suing her former friend, 25-year-old transportation worker Kenneth Ames, for an unpaid loan for bail. Joanne claims she bailed Kenneth out of jail when he was arrested after a high-speed chase.
Ms. Keogh, the defendant was a friend of the family, and you claim that he owes you $1,500 for bail.
That's correct.
He seems to say, I don't know what she's talking about. Right?
Correct.
So we're going to find out. How do you know him?
I know Kenneth through my husband. My husband introduced me to Kenneth maybe about 6-7 years ago. And since then, we've been doing favors for Kenneth for I don't know how long. On March 4th, 2001, I got a phone call from the jail saying he needed to be bailed out. It was Kenneth. And I told him then, I said, I don't have any money. I said, so I can't bail you out. He goes, oh, well, I have the money. So as soon as you bail me out, I'll write a promissory note to the bondman that I'll pay. I said, well, okay, you get that together with them, and then you call me back. In the meantime, I got 4 other phone calls from the bail bond saying, okay, it's been arranged, the third party's paid the money, all we need is the signature. So I talked to Kenneth again on the phone after that, and I tell him again, I said, Kenneth, are you sure you're going to be able to pay? I said, because I don't have any money and I'm not going to be able to pay this. Oh yeah, I can pay. You know, I have your rent money, I have the car money, so forth and so on. This is what he was saying. So I signed for him.
So you guaranteed his bail?
Yeah.
You didn't actually put out any money?
No.
But you signed as a guarantor?
Right.
Let me see the paperwork. I'll get to you in a minute, Kenneth.
Sanford Keogh is suing her former friend, Kenneth Ames, for an unpaid loan for bail. Joanne claims she bailed Kenneth out of jail when he was arrested after a high-speed chase.
What were you arrested for, Kenneth?
Disrespect for public safety.
What?
Disrespect for public safety.
And you had got $25,000 bail for that?
Correct.
Tell me the facts underlying that case, Kenneth.
The facts underlining, pulled over at a bad timing, unfortunately without a license at the time. Did an unfortunate thing, I've taken the police for a drive. I kind of went on a high-speed pursuit for a couple of cities, places, here's and there's, and at the end of it...
Was this the first time you were arrested, Kenneth?
Correct, it was.
It's the first time you were arrested?
No. Excuse me.
No,
I'm sorry.
Kenneth. Don't fib to Mother Nature.
Okay, yeah, I've been arrested before, true. But have I been incarcerated before, prior?
I asked you if you'd have been arrested before.
Okay, arrested, yes.
What kind of work do you do, Kenneth?
Caltrans.
What is that?
Road work. Work on the freeways, clean up, pick up.
Okay, so now I see what's left on this bail is $1,450. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. Who made the payment of $90?
Kenneth made that one payment.
Just a minute. And then I see another $25 payment.
I made that payment out of my personal account after they called me on my job, harassing me, telling me they were going to garnish my wages and so forth.
So he really owes you $1,475.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll hear from you, Mr. Ames.
As her story goes, correct, I was bailed out of jail. I already knew I was in there. I could either be OR'd without having a record prior to my name, so I figured if I even sat in there, it did not matter. But yet the fact of friends and other people that I knew said that I shouldn't sit in there due to the fact that anything could happen at any time. My employment could go down the tubes. So to get out of there.
What's the name of that comedian that talks and you can't understand him? Foster Brooks?
That's the one that acts drunk.
I don't have a clue as to what this man is saying to me. You want to start again?
You cannot understand what I say, excuse me?
I cannot understand a word of this defense. Not a word.
Here, let me start over then.
Good.
As you know, Ms. Keogh did not put up any money. Other people all came together to bail me out. All she had to do was sign to say that it would get paid. When I got out, I paid all the people back. Now, the remaining balance, I was told Ms. Keogh was asked to make a payment for some reason. Then when I found out it was a $25 payment, which the payments were $90, I mean, petty, called me up telling me, I just paid your whole payment for you this month. You didn't pay me a payment, you paid $25. That's barely a quarter of the payment. Stop there. I'll make sure that the rest of it gets paid. It was paid off totally in full.
You have proof of that, sir?
Unfortunately, the person who did the payment off, his wife has the receipt. I cannot get in contact with her because he is gone right now.
No, all you have to do is go to the bail bondsman.
They have all my numbers. They knew when I lived with my mom when I also got out.
To me.
If I owed a prior balance.
Pay careful attention to what I just said. You said somebody else paid off the remaining balance.
So there was no balance.
But their wife is having a baby and is
None
in
of that.
Saskatchewan, whatever. So you couldn't get the receipt. So I said to you, that's your defense, that it was paid by somebody else and that there is no balance. You go to the bail bondsman and you say, I'm going to court next week. Can I please have a statement showing zero balance?
They say they don't need to show a statement because it's all gone. Their computer shows no record of Kenneth Ames. I have no balance with them anymore. Mm-hmm. I owe them nothing.
You work full-time?
Yes.
You on salary?
No.
You get any kind of assistance? Is that what you're working for?
No.
You work for nothing?
No, I do not work for nothing.
Well, what do you work for?
Caltrans. You know what Caltrans is? California
Transit.
Well, that's what he said.
Transit
That's why I asked him if he
Service.
got a salary, and he said no.
It's not a salary. I get paid by the hour. Ask it hourly wage, not a salary. Salary would be a set pay, huh?
I do understand Foster Brooks.
You do?
Yeah, him I understand.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you're working. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,475. Thank you, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Caltrans? Yeah.
Hey, I'm there every day. I keep my job and I keep myself safe.
High-speed pursuit in cities? Yeah, right.
I was in jail. I didn't have to toss up a penny.
Friends just bailing you out just because they want to save their job. If you don't have a job, they can't save one.
She was like family to me until she let this little matter get in the way.
Don't call me if you need bail.
Surgical assistant Kimberly Orell is suing her ex-boyfriend, 22-year-old security officer Robert Stewart, for an unpaid loan and for his share of a trip to Disneyland.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 5 on the calendar in the matter of Orell versus Stewart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
All right, let's see how quickly we can do this. Ms. Orell, according to you, the defendant is your ex-boyfriend.
Correct.
And he owes you some money. I did the math. I don't quite see where you come up to $5,000. I'm sure you're going to try to explain that to me. The money comes from 2 sources. One, you claim that you went on a vacation together, and he was supposed to pay you for at least half of the vacation or the whole vacation, and he never did. The vacation, according to you, was under $1,000.
Correct.
And the second thing was a loan that you made to him for some furniture for his new apartment. That was $190.
Correct.
Tell me about the trip. When did you take it?
We went on May 22nd of 2000.
Okay, what were the circumstances surrounding the trip?
He was just beginning a new job. He was supposed to start the following week. We had some time off. He had told me that for many, many years during his childhood, he had wanted to go to Disneyland. He had never gotten the chance to go, and we would like to go, with the understanding that since...
No understanding.
Okay.
He would like to go on the trip.
Correct.
I want to hear your version of the conversation. No I don't want to hear your understanding.
Okay.
Go ahead.
He did not have the front money to go on the vacation, but if I would agree, I agreed to put it on a credit card, in which case there was a payment plan and that it would all be paid back in the next year.
He said that to you?
Correct.
You got your bill from your credit card?
Yes.
How much was the total trip?
The trip alone, $960.
Did you show him the bill?
I did.
And what did he say?
He said no problem. He began his payments, and it was
How many
actually
payments
fine.
How many payments did he make?
He made 2 payments directly on his paid dates.
How much?
The very first one was $40. He followed with $20.
So according to you, he paid $60 in total?
There was another $20 payment weeks later. There was $80 total.
Okay. So he's making these small payments, and now tell me about the furniture.
We had previously, prior to the trip...
Were you living together at the time?
No, we were not.
Okay.
At that time, a couple of weeks after we returned from vacation, he did have to leave the residence where he was staying with a family member. And he stayed at my house just for a couple of weeks until he did find his own residence.
And?
And he had come here from very far out of state when he had originally moved here. He hadn't acquired many things other than a bed and such. And being that I had no point to distrust him at that time, I did agree to buy a few things for the apartment for him.
How much did you spend?
It was just under $200.
What do you mean just under $200?
It was the credit card totals of $191.
And he wasn't working at the time?
He was working at the time.
So why didn't he pay for those things himself?
He didn't have any money saved up, and he had made a few payments to me.
Paid $40,
He just had to pay
$20, $28?
Had to pay rent to get into a new place, too.
Okay. So far, if everything that you say is accurate,
yes,
it's $191 plus $880.
Okay.
$1,071. So you want to explain to me why we have a lawsuit for $5,000?
Absolutely. There were other very small charges. His pet was hit by a car, had to have emergency surgery. Veterinary clinic needed payment to receive the animal back, things like that, that I did put on. That was just prior to the trip. That was May 2nd. The unfortunate thing is that I had one credit card at the time, and we used that for the entire vacation, and due to the fact that it was in 2000, because of non-payment, I've had interest for over 2 years on a credit card.
Should have paid it off.
Which he agreed to.
You should have paid it off.
You're right. If I had the money, I would. You're right.
Shouldn't have gone on the trip if you didn't have the money. He didn't have the money, you didn't have the money, then you don't go to Disneyland. You don't go to Fantasyland if you don't have, neither one of you have the money.
It's difficult to turn down a somewhat free vacation with someone that you do trust. I did trust him very much.
No. Listen to me.
Okay.
When did you meet him?
January.
You met him in January.
Yes.
You're going away in May.
Correct.
Right? January, February, March, April, May. Did he have a job in January?
The entire time, yes.
He had a job in February?
Correct.
March?
Yes.
April?
Yes.
So why didn't he have any money? You told me he was living with relatives.
That was kind of the problem. He never seemed to have any money.
Well, then I don't know. I would begin to scratch my head if I were an intelligent girl.
I did shortly thereafter.
Well, you do it shortly before you expend money.
You're right.
I mean, you wanted to trust him. The fact that you wanted to trust him doesn't mean that you had any cause to trust him.
Right. We had a rapport built up. He'd borrowed very small amounts in the past, and he paid them back immediately. I had a lot of trust in him at the time.
Well, so then maybe if he borrowed small amounts, he paid them back immediately. Maybe his answer to your lawsuit has some validity. Mr. Stewart, what's your answer, sir?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Your Honor, we went on this vacation, all right? We started going out on Valentine's Day that February. It was supposed to be like a gift to me, okay?
Why would you make a gift of a trip to you?
Well, Your Honor.
Don't be an actress, please.
Okay.
Your Honor, I love her very much, all right? And I think she felt the same way back to me. And I thought it was just, she knew I was getting stressed out at my job. She was getting stressed out, and she told me it was the happiest place on earth. So, so we decided.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I mean, I just have a hard time seeing how, a $400 trip to Disneyland has accumulated to $5,000.
It hasn't.
Okay.
Only in her mind. Only in the fantasy of her own mind.
And later today,
I had a lady from Protective Services show up at my door. There had been a conflict at their home, and I was under the impression Teresa was hit, and that's why she came to stay with me.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Orell says ex-boyfriend Robert Stewart owes for an IKEA shopping spree and for his share of a trip to Disneyland. Robert says Disneyland was a Valentine's gift.
Why didn't you have any money to go?
I just relocated to Oregon, and I guess I just really don't know how to manage my money that well, especially at the time. And
were you using drugs?
No, ma'am.
Well, if you were working, you were living with relatives.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And you weren't spending a lot of money on the plaintiff. What were you doing with your money?
I really wasn't making that much money at the
What kind of work were you doing?
We worked at a detox detention center together.
Were you working 2 jobs at the time?
Shh, I don't speak to him. All right, let us say that the two of you should not have gone on this vacation together if neither of you had the money. So let's say you split this vacation.
Well, in that case, Your Honor, I mean, I would say that if you did have an agreement like that, it would be a $400 trip. And we got back, and she was having a hard time paying her credit card. I gave her almost $400 to help her out with her credit card in the first place.
Did you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any proof of that?
No, I don't.
When did you give her $400, sir? She said you gave her 80.
It was just over a period of time. Like I give her $50 here, $50 there.
Really?
I mean,
Do
just
you
to help her
remember?
out.
You remember all those times, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, ma'am.
You got a pretty good memory.
Well, it's just, I mean, $400, that's not that many payments of $50.
Is it cash or checks?
Miss,
cash.
are you speaking to him?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I mean, I just have a hard time seeing how, you know, a $400 trip to Disneyland has accumulated to $5,000.
It hasn't.
Okay.
Only in her mind. Only in the fantasy of her own mind.
Okay.
All right. We talk about furniture. You're talking about pots, pans, teacups. What about that?
Your Honor, most of this stuff, she was staying with relatives at the time as well. And she asked me to hold on to it at her place because she had it in storage. I had it in my place. As soon as we broke up, I helped load it up in her car for her, and she took it all back.
What about stuff she bought? You know,
she bought a couple of things like plates and such, and you know, we got it from like one of those dollar stores where they sell plates, you know. And I mean, she did buy stuff for me, but I was under the impression it was a gift. You know,
did you ever tell her that you're going to pay her back for it?
No, ma'am. There was
I
no
don't
meeting
believe
of the
that you did
minds.
either.
Ma'am, I have a witness also.
I'll hear you witness.
Okay, thank you.
Tell me your name.
Heather Walker.
All right, Miss Walker, tell me what you know.
I witnessed a conversation at my home between Mr. Stewart and Kimberly, where he very clearly stated that he knew he owed her a large amount of money. He was going to pay her.
Well, tell me about when that happened and under what circumstances.
It would have been about a week after my birthday of that year because Kimberly and I weren't able to be together.
When's your birthday?
July 11th.
Okay, so in July, you witnessed a conversation, and tell me what you best recall of the conversation.
That they'd visited for about a half an hour. They were going to leave and go to a restaurant. Mr. Stewart said that he did not have cash on him and would Kimberly mind paying for this, whatever they had eaten, and he promised to pay her back.
Now, what did he say? He said, I'll pay you back.
He said, I will pay you back.
I'll pay you back.
Yeah, I'll give you your money back. She made sort of a sarcastic remark about like the other money that you paid me back.
Right.
That's about the end of the conversation, except for he got a little bit defensive because I asked him why he hadn't been paying. He said, you know what, I don't want to fight about this. Kimberly's already been giving me some guff about it, and I will pay her back.
And did they go out for dinner?
Yes.
And I assume you paid? Right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't recall that conversation at all.
I don't recall you paying me $400.
Listen to me. Don't speak to him.
Okay.
If you wanted to speak to him, you shouldn't come here.
Can I submit a few things to you?
I'm not interested in the few things that you want to submit to me, madam. Let me explain something to you. You had a romance that ended 2 years ago.
Yes.
Put a period and move on.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, ex-boyfriend Robert Stewart owes for an IKEA shopping spree and for his share of a trip to Disneyland. Robert says Disneyland was a Valentine's gift.
I believe that if the two of you took a stupid vacation together when neither one of you could afford to go on a vacation, the two of you ought to pay for it. I do not believe, Mr. Stewart, and even if I tended to believe that you gave her more money than you said, you had no proof that you gave her more money than you said you gave her because according to you, she said to you, let's go on this wonderful trip together. You don't go on a trip if you can't afford it. So you have to pay for half the trip, $480, and I give you credit, sir, for the $80 that she says that you paid her back, which means that you owe her $400. Then we get to the quote-unquote furniture. I get the sense that you wanted to help furnish this little apartment for him so that he would be comfortable. Certainly, even if I believe you, and based upon what I've just calculated, I did, he owed you, according to you, $960. So he makes a $20 payment on $960, and you don't look like an unintelligent young lady. He had promised, according to you, to pay the whole thing back in a year. Well, if he makes $20 payments a month, that's going to take him a lot longer than a year to pay off $960. Well, then you're still going out for dinner with him, and according to your witness, still paying the bill. All not very smart. When your head is ruled by your heart, sometimes you do foolish things. And all I can suggest to you, Miss RL, is that you put a period and move on. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $400. That's all.
Why does that excuse when they step out?
I think it's pretty bad that, you know, you have to go to court to solve some problems that can be followed it home.
Let this be a lesson to people. Don't ever lend anyone money. They'll twist it and turn it, and it's just going to be a bad situation either way.
There was no money owed, so there's no payments to be made.
Don't lend money to your firstborn. It doesn't matter who it is. Don't do it. You'll get hurt.
Clerk Lori Hill is suing her ex-husband, maintenance technician Dennis Pito, for the return of child support. Dennis says Lori still owes him for an unpaid medical bill.
Ms. Hill, you and the defendant have 2 children together, 2 daughters.
That's correct.
And according to your complaint, both of the girls were living with the defendant. Was that by court order?
Yes.
How long had the children been living with the defendant?
About 8 years.
And how old are they?
15 and 12.
What are their names? 15-year-old.
Teresa and Amy.
You were ordered to pay child support to the defendant for the 2 girls.
That's correct.
According to your complaint, there came a time when one of the girls came to live with you, and there was an agreement that since there is sometimes a lag in the accounting through the court, that any money that you paid after your older daughter Teresa came to live with you would be returned to you. It is your claim that Mr. Pito owes you $303. Mr. Pito says that you actually, despite the fact he doesn't have a counterclaim, owe him for a medical bill for one of the girls. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Okay. The children had been living with Mr. Pito for 8 years. Did you have visitation with the girls?
Yes.
And under what circumstances did Teresa come to live with you?
I had a lady from Protective Services show up at my door. There had been a conflict at their home, and I was under the impression Teresa was hit, and that's why she came to stay with me.
What was the amount of the support that you were paying for the 2 girls?
$102 weekly.
How long had you been paying child support?
For the whole time that he had,
the whole 8 years?
Yes.
Did you have a discussion with Mr. Pito with regard to the child support when Teresa came to live with you?
Yes, when he dropped her stuff off at my home, he had this paper for us to sign.
May I see it, please? Thank you. Okay. You say you'll waive the $104 in child support. That means that each of you was going to take care of 1 child, and there would be no support paid by either one. Is that right?
That's right.
And that is dated 12/4/01. Was any money taken out of your check after the 4th of December?
Yes, I have all my...
Is that the $303?
Yes.
Do you acknowledge, Mr. Pito, and let's not get to the medical yet, that the plaintiff paid child support beyond whatever these debts are of $303 that you received after December 4th?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Now tell me why you think that you shouldn't have to give that back to her.
Well, Your Honor, when I made that agreement with her, after that I realized there were still pending medical bills from when Amy had her asthma attack on September 2000, and there was a $1,700 bill. And at that time, she was still required to pay 36% of that $1,700. And after talking to the medical staff that was billing me, she told me that most of it might be taken care of, but at the very least, there's still going to be a $212 balance.
What do you mean most of it was going to be taken care of? What does that mean?
Well, because between her insurance and my insurance, they're trying to see who's the primary and who's the secondary. And before that's settled, and when I have to pay the bill, I want to make sure that she doesn't have any more outstanding bills.
So what you're saying is you signed this document, and afterwards you realized that there may be some money owing for a 2-year-old medical bill because the insurance hasn't been sorted out yet. Is that right?
That's right.
Mr. Pito, when you get your act together with regard to how much money you think Ms. Hill owes you, and all the insurance claims have been submitted and ultimately resolved, you have the ability to go in and file a claim against her if she still owes you any money. In the meantime, you have to return the $303 that you accepted from her after you signed this document indicating that you would not be taking any money from her. She would not be asking you for any money. You were both going to assume full financial responsibility for each of the girls that were in your custody. Okay? Now, that's easy. Do you see your daughter, Teresa?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Well, she lived on bad terms, and until she gets her act together, Your Honor, I don't want her in my house because she's a danger.
She's 15 years old. How's she behaving in your house?
She's a handful.
She's a handful.
Yes, she is.
I've got a feeling that you got the easier end of the bargain at this point. Is that right?
Your Honor, I've had custody for those girls for 8 years, and the reason for me having custody because she attempted suicide in front of my children.
No, don't go back 8 years. Right now, you have a 15-year-old daughter who had been with you for 8 years, and she's going through a teenage rebellious period of time. So all I said was that right now, you have the 12-year-old who's okay?
Yes.
So far?
Yes.
Right? Got the easier part of the bargain. Give her back a $303. That's all.
Oh, he's not excused. You may step out.
I had no idea I owed any medical bills. This is the first I've heard of it.
It's hard to pay her back money when I know I still got money coming.
I feel sorry for her daughter. She's been getting in a lot of trouble, but, you know, she really needs her dad. You know, she loves her dad, and it's just too bad they don't speak.
And Harry Burroughs and his wife Beth are suing their deceased son's friend, 25-year-old construction worker Cameron Britt, and his mother, Judy Britt. The Burroughs claim Cameron refuses to pay back a car loan.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 37 on the calendar in the matter of Burroughs versus Britt. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Mr. and Mrs. Burroughs, it is your claim that you loaned the defendant. You're not a party to this. Could you have a seat, please? That you loaned the defendant $3,000 for the purpose of purchasing a car, and that he has not repaid that loan. The defendant says that he did in fact repay the loan by working for you in your fishing business. That's your defense.
Yes.
Put your hands down. How did you know him?
I met him through a friend of my deceased son's.
How did that come about?
It just happened through because of my deceased son's friends, were coming over to support us over because of the tragedy of his death.
When was that, sir?
It'll be June 12th. It'll be a year.
And tell me how this car loan came about.
I've been helping out some of the kids, that had been having hard times and so forth, financially, and getting them jobs and stuff like that there because, I felt like I wasn't doing enough for my own son when he was here, and so I was kind of reaching out to him. A lot of the kids were showing up, and we all became real close.
Did you ever give any of these other friends money?
Yeah, money, and I got them jobs and everything, and they all pretty well paid back, and they're doing good.
All right, now tell me how this loan for a car came about with Mr. Britt.
He needed wheels to get a job, to get back and forth to work if he was going to get a job.
Is that what he told you?
Well, we said wheels would help.
Well, then what kind of conversation did you have with Mr. Britt about the car?
Well, it was $3,000, and he said he would pay back to $200 a week. I told him I thought that was a little steep and kind of hard, but him having 2 kids and everything and staying with his parents, and I said, well, you can just pay me maybe a smaller amount. But he said he could pay $200 a week, no problem.
Okay, so you wrote out the check for $3,000 for the car.
No, I gave cash to the guy who had the car, with Cameron and his mom standing there.
And the only reason that the defendant's mother is here is because I gather from your papers there was an arrangement that the car would be titled in her name.
Right.
Why was the car going to be titled in her name?
Because Cameron is on parole or probation, whatever, so he has to stay at her house. She was able to keep up with him better than I was. If the title was in her name, she would hopefully do the right thing if he didn't come up with the money weekly like he was supposed to do.
Now, did he pay you in cash any of this $3,000 back?
Yes.
How much?
He paid me $150 2 times.
When?
The first date he doesn't know. He didn't write a date beside it, but the second time was on February 11th.
And what happened after February?
We went on a fishing excursion for the weekend.
Are you a commercial fisherman?
Yes, I commercial fish, and I also work as an operator at the coal terminal.
When he went with you fishing, was that on your business?
See, it can be either business or pleasure, because sometimes the fishing's not good, and sometimes you catch enough to eat, and sometimes you catch more than enough to eat, and then you can sell some of the fish and make money. But it was a weekend away from everything, I guess, is what you would call it.
Okay, but after February 11th, he didn't give you any money.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Britton, now I'll hear from you, sir.
How are you doing?
Excuse me?
I said, how are you doing this morning?
That's not relevant to this case.
All right. Well, our agreement was that if I fished with him 4 weeks for 3 days a week, that my car would be paid for, which that didn't happen. I fished the first week, he bought the car.
Okay, your agreement was if you fished with him for 4 weeks,
Right.
3 days a week,
Right.
then the car would be paid for.
Exactly.
And in effect, you would be making $750 a week.
I should have been earning more than that.
No. But that would mean,
Right.
based upon your statement,
Right.
working 3 days a week,
Right.
3 days a week, that you would be earning $750 a week,
Right.
or $250 per day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you say that was your agreement.
Right.
Did you fish with him for the 4
Okay.
weeks?
The first week I fished, we come back. He bought me the car. We was leaving to go fishing that next Wednesday. That same Wednesday morning, he gave me the $3,000. We went to the place. I bought the car from who I bought the car from. So I fished that second week with him, 3 days. We come back. The next week we go down Wednesday. I was stuck till Sunday, which equals 6 days. So I figured that 3 days a week for 4 weeks, if I fished 6 days the last week, I was through.
So you're telling me that you fished every day, and every day you fished you made money?
Oh, he got $1.75 a pound of fish, and we was bringing fish in that was 25 pounds a piece, and he would bring 80 of them in. You can average his money up. And I didn't get none. I didn't see none of the money. I was supposed to get a quarter. I'm a boatmate. I didn't get a quarter.
How many people were on the boat?
Me and him.
Just the two of you?
And he didn't do nothing but drive. I caught it.
Lori and Beth Burrows say their deceased son's friend, Cameron Britt, owes for a car loan. Cameron says he paid them back by working on their boat.
Mr. Burrows, on the days that Mr. Britt went fishing with you, did you do it for commercial purposes, sir?
On some of the occasions, yes, and some of the occasions not.
When you had your best day, commercial fishing, how much did you make?
The best day, around $1,200.
How many days did Mr. Britt fish with you when he was not paid?
We probably fished together 7 or 8 times, and there was never agreement on paying him anything. You know, anything I was to give him was out of my pocket, out of the kindness of my heart.
No, I don't believe that's true.
Yeah.
Mr. Burrows, listen to me. I don't believe that that's true. I don't believe that that was his understanding. Why would anybody who needed money go out to work with you and not expect any kind of compensation?
He didn't have a job. He wasn't doing anything else.
Can I
Well,
say
where did he get the money to give you the $300?
probably Social Security that he gets for his 3 children because their mother is dead. I would assume he gets Social Security. I don't know.
He wouldn't get them unless he had the children with him.
He does. The mother is dead.
I raised my kids, but she gets all that money. I don't get none of it.
Okay, but he gave. Now you gave him, Mr. Britt, according to Mr. Burrows, $300 in cash.
I've given him no money.
No, I don't believe that. Listen to me. I do not believe that you didn't give him $300 in cash, sir.
I ain't signed nothing.
I don't care what you said you didn't sign, Mr. Britt. The plaintiff would not say you gave him money if you didn't give him money. That would be stupid of him to say.
I didn't give him no money.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know what your problem is? Your problem is you're trying to make a case that this was for barter, and you feel as if you gave him any money that would take away from your case, but that's not necessarily true. What is true is, since if I don't believe you about something that you say to me, I tend to disbelieve other things too.
Right.
So there would be no reason for him to lie and say you gave him some money.
The reason to lie, I don't know either. But I gave him no cash, none at all.
Really?
I wasn't working. You just heard the man. I got the car out of work and I had no money. I lost my job for fishing with him. I was working at Superior Structures, and because I fished with him, I lost my job.
Okay.
Can I say one more thing? That during the fishing part of the time, we were friends, but the car come to me for working. I never had a deal to pay him no money. Where the money come up is the last week when he didn't have nobody to go fishing and make him another $15,000. He got mad. He threatened to burn my car. My car was keyed up. Somebody had punched the hood. I bought the car because I liked it, and I got the bill of sale where I had to go sell my car and buy me a $300 car. And him himself has called my cell phone. I should have bought it with me. Threatened to burn my car.
He's angry.
Well, I understand he's angry, but I paid
He's angry.
for the car.
All right, good. I'm ready to make a decision.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, in Beth Burrows, say their deceased son's friend, Cameron Britt, owes for a car loan. Cameron says he paid them back by working on their boat.
Mr. and Mrs. Burrows, I think that you probably tried to do a nice thing for Mr. Britt by laying out this money for him to have a car. And I think that it is unreasonable to assume that Mr. Britt would invest days of his time without compensation in your commercial fishing venture, where, according to you, you made probably $1,200 a day, sometimes more, sometimes less.
Sometimes nothing.
Lots of times
Sometimes nothing, but that's not his fault. That's not his fault. He's not your partner. So, according to you, Mr. Burrows, he worked for you fishing about 7 times. And I am gauging 7 times at the rate of $250 a day. And from the $3,000, I am deducting $1,750, which leaves a balance of $1,250 that he owes you. Now, I would ordinarily deduct from that the $300 that you say he paid you, leaving $950, but Mr. Britt is insistent that he didn't give you any money.
I didn't.
So I'm entering a judgment in your favor in the amount of $1,250. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think they were crazy.
I tried to help out somebody in need.
Told me he was gonna burn my car.
He made an allegation of burning my boat.
He's trying to put me back in prison now. He's got all other kind of charges on me.
Sometimes the good guys just don't finish.
Year-old bike messenger Jordan Levantini is suing his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old retail salesperson Willow McEnroe, for the return of a car stereo and a cat named Hunter. Willow is countersuing for the return of a television and for harassment.
Mr. Levantini, you and the defendant lived together for a period of time, separated, and it is your claim that she has 2 items that belong to you. One is a cat, and the other is a stereo.
Yes, that's right.
The defendant says the cat is hers, and she doesn't know where the stereo is. It was never in her possession. She is counterclaiming for a television, or the cost of a television, and some sort of nonsense about harassment. Now, tell me about this cat.
I had a cat. I had 2 cats, actually, that I lived with in my house when she moved in with me in the first place. And they traveled with us to all of our residences. And when we moved out to Millis, one of them stayed behind with my my roommate, who grew attached to it. But Hunter was my cat. He was always my cat, and so he came with us to Millis.
How long have you had Hunter?
About 3 years.
So you had Hunter before you began living with the defendant?
Yes.
Now tell me about the stereo.
It was in her mother's house, and when I went to go retrieve my things from her mother's house, it was told to me that she had taken it.
How long was the stereo in her mother's house?
I don't know, probably about a year.
She was not in possession of it. It was somebody else. So let's now just deal with the cat, because I can't deal with the stereo. I can't question her mother. Her mother is not here. She's not a party to these proceedings. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let's stick with Hunter. When did the 2 of you separate?
The end of February, February 26th or 27th.
And what happened to Hunter?
I went back a couple days later to get my things, and she said, "What do you want me to do with Hunter?" And I said, "Why don't you hold on to him for me for a while?" Knowing that I was staying on my friend's couch as it is. I can't ask him to rightly take me in as well as my cat.
So, keep going.
I found a place to live in the beginning of April, and I asked her over the computer if I may have my cat back. You know, I found a place to live, and I wanted to take him home. And she said, no, he's my cat. And I said to her, stop joking, you know, that's not funny. I want my cat back. To which she replied, he's mine. And
Okay.
then that was it.
So let's stay with the cat for a moment, Miss McEnroe. Tell me about the conversation about the cat.
He told me, I said, what do you want to do about Hunter? And he said, you keep him. I was like, I can't do that. I can't afford it because he still had a payment left on the cat. And he said, don't worry about it. He had broken his leg.
Go ahead.
And he said, don't worry about it. I will pay the last payment. You keep Hunter.
When did the cat break a leg?
The 7th month of 2000, about the 15th, I'm guessing, by the medical date I have here.
Okay. And what was the veterinary bill for the cat?
$1691.25.
Who paid for the veterinary bill?
I paid all of it.
I gave him money for some of it.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Cat belongs to you. It has to be returned to him. Do you understand?
He abandoned the cat.
Do you listen to me? Do you understand?
I understand.
He contacted you within 1 month, 5 weeks, and said, I want my cat back. The cat was injured. We
nursed him. He didn't bring him to the hospital. We did. We stayed up all night with the cat. He never cleaned his cat box. He never fed him. He never
You
took
were the
care of
one
him.
that had to bring
I
him
had a
because.
job.
Shh. Yes, ma'am.
Listen to me very carefully. It's his cat. Let me hear about the television set.
He bought us a television set for Christmas, and the day that he was moving out, he said that he would pay me my third of it, and then he got violent and had to be thrown out of my house by a police officer, so he never returned the money to me. And then he held it over my head. He was using it to control me. He was saying, first he would say that he was going to give us the money, then he would say that he wasn't going to give us the money, that he was going to take us to court for, I don't know, paintings and such things. I don't know, he's trying to scare us.
Is that the harassment you're talking about?
No.
Well, what's the harassment you're complaining of?
Throughout our relationship, he's hurt me.
Listen, you mean you're talking about throughout the 2.5 or 3 years you were living together?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Then you don't get paid for that. You end the relationship, you don't get paid for that. All right, tell me about the television set.
I came in to get my things, and I started getting them, and I went to get the TV, and she said, no, that's mine. And I said, no, I bought that less than a month ago. And she said, you bought it for a present for us. And I said, no, I bought it for a present for the house, which meant I bought it so that I would have a TV. I needed a new TV. It was in the living room, so it was a common thing.
Right.
But I had just purchased it.
So if a month before this separation, then you told him to leave, he bought a television set,
right,
and said, this is for the family to use.
No.
He did. Oh, yes, he did.
That's
He
not
didn't
what
say,
he
this
said.
is your present. He said, this is your present?
Yes, he did.
Listen to me. That's not what you told me a minute ago. He
said
didn't say this
he bought
was
it
your...
for us. Yeah, no, for me, for us.
For us,
But
then
the
just
agreement that he made with me was that he would pay me $150, my third, because Holly didn't want to fight about it. She was like, I just want him out.
Good.
And I said, okay.
Then give him back his television set.
He has the television.
Good. Then you have the television set. You don't get paid for that. Stop being a baby. Give him back his cat. Say goodbye. It didn't work out and it's over. Your counterclaim is dismissed. You get your cat back within 5 days. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her mother's boyfriend is a cop. I went to go call the cops because I felt that he was doing a bad job of refereeing the way things are going, and that's when he threw me out. Think real hard before you.
18-year-old John Geary and his mother, waitress Tori St. Clair, are suing 17-year-old Aaron Roberts and his mother, restaurant manager Diane Boland, for the cost to repair their car. Aaron and Diane are countersuing for court fines and punitive damages.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 130 on the calendar in the matter of Geary St. Clair versus Roberts Bolin. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
John gave Aaron the keys to his car, which is your car.
Our car.
How old are you?
I'm 17 years old.
So it's your car.
Yes, ma'am.
Aaron trashed the car. You want Aaron's mom to pay for the trashed car.
Yes, ma'am.
Aaron's mom says John should never have given him the keys to the car, that he knew he didn't have a driver's license, therefore you are responsible. And she is counterclaiming because Aaron got a whole bunch of tickets and fines as a result of driving this car without a license. And she is counterclaiming for the cost of those tickets, etc. Is that right?
Correct.
And just so that I understand, you believe that your son has no responsibility with regard to this accident, that it's totally Aaron's fault, and you believe that the accident is totally John's fault for giving him the keys to the car, and that they actually should pay you for the cost that you had to absorb for the tickets that your son got. Is that right?
No, Your Honor. I think they're both responsible.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, if you think they're both responsible, how could you be counterclaiming?
Because I think that John is just equally as responsible as Aaron is for the tickets that Aaron incurred. If he hadn't given Aaron the keys to the car, it wouldn't have happened.
Okay. Tell me the circumstances surrounding John, you getting the giving the keys to Aaron.
Well, what happened was the defendant and I we had a couple friends over at another friend's house. We had gone to buy some alcohol earlier that evening. We had the plaintiff's sister's roommate buy it.
And you got drunk?
Yes.
Now, Aaron, you acknowledge that John was drunk. Is that right? You say that in your papers.
Earlier that night.
He was drunk and sick. You said he got sick.
Yes.
Were you drinking?
I had a shot.
A shot of what?
Vodka.
Well, you say you were sober. Were you sober?
Yes.
And he was drunk?
Around midnight.
Don't try to be smart with me, Aaron. I just want to explain that to you. Do not be smart with me. What time did you get the keys to the car?
It was around 3 o'clock.
Where was John sitting, standing, or lying when you got the keys to the car?
We were upstairs.
Upstairs where?
I was using the bathroom when my friend Brandon asked him if I could drive his car to the gas station.
Where was he?
He was standing outside the bathroom with Brandon.
So you didn't ask him for the keys?
No.
Some third party did?
Yes.
Now, why did you take the keys to the car if you have no driver's license?
Because I wanted to drive to the gas station.
Well, that was wrong.
I know this.
That was wrong. You took the keys to the car. You had no driver's license. You had no right to be driving a car. You had some alcohol to drink. So why did you take the keys? Why did you get behind the wheel of a car? Hama?
I don't really know.
Now, what happened when you got into the car?
I drove the car.
What happened?
Well, when the accident happened?
Yeah.
Well, we were driving down the street and he couldn't get the CD out of the CD player. So I bent over and I was messing with the CD player. And I looked back up and I noticed that it went from 2 lanes down to 1 lane. So I swerved over and I over-swerved, so I went to swerve back and the car skidded out of control.
So let's see what you did, Aaron. You took keys to a car to drive it despite the fact that you didn't have a license. You had alcohol to drink, and I would make a good wager that you had more than 1 shot of vodka that night. Got behind the wheel of the car. You weren't paying attention to what you were doing. You were fidgeting around with a CD because you wanted to play music, right? You weren't looking where you were going, and you got into an accident, right?
Right.
Okay. Now we've got the fault on your side. Now let's hear from you, John. Tell me about how Aaron got the keys to the car.
Well, first of all, we weren't upstairs and he wasn't going to the bathroom. I had been drinking really heavily. I probably had close to maybe 7 or 8 shots in a few
Wrong.
beers.
And that was what?
It was wrong.
Right.
And I was laying down on our friend's guest bed at the house we were staying at, drinking and everything, and him and another friend of mine, the plaintiff, had came and asked me for the keys. I was very incoherent. They had said, John, we're going to go a couple blocks away to a Quick Trip, get some Coca-Cola. I'm like, okay, be back in 10 minutes.
Why did you give him the keys to the car? You knew he didn't have a license.
I did not know he had a license.
That he didn't have a license?
I didn't know that he did not have a license.
Earlier that night, he let me drive his car, and I told him I did not have a driver's license.
Well, tell me about that. When earlier did you drive
It was
the
around
car?
like 6 o'clock.
Well, now I want you to tell me about that earlier incident. Tell me about it.
He let me take his car for...
No. Tell me where you were, what you were doing, and the exact conversation when you asked him for the car to borrow the car.
I was using the bathroom upstairs, and when we asked him...
No, don't help him out. He's in the bathroom a lot. Earlier that evening, about 6 o'clock, you were in the bathroom.
No, not that time.
I'm talking about that time.
Well, I didn't know that. But that time, I don't remember where...
You remember. Start remembering.
I don't remember.
Remember. I'm telling you to remember. If you don't remember, then how do you remember, sir, that you said to him, I don't have a license, but can I have your car anyway?
I wasn't the only one that said it to him.
What?
I wasn't the only one that said it to him that
I want to hear what you told him.
I already told you.
No, you didn't tell me how you got the keys to his car the first time, sir.
I don't remember why I was driving the car the first time, but I did.
Did he drive your car before?
No.
Yeah. He doesn't remember. He doesn't remember it didn't happen. Neither did it happen that he told you that he didn't have a license. How old are you?
17.
Can I see the damage done to the car, please?
Pictures? What a police report.
A little bit of everything.
Here, I'm sorry.
Hit and run? You mean after you had the accident you took off?
I walked down to the gas station. The car was locked.
And running, according to the police. So you locked the car running.
When we hit the curb, the car tipped over on its side. We climbed out the top. We tipped it back over. It was still in gear, so the doors automatically locked on it. We could not get back inside.
Well, the police officer certainly smelled alcohol on you. And you were going very fast, according to the skid marks. Much faster than the 40 or 50 that you told the policeman you were going.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 17-year-old John Geary says former friend, 17-year-old Aaron Roberts, drove his car drunk and wrecked it. Aaron's mom says John gave him the keys.
Your Honor, a lot of the damage was underneath the vehicle, which we could not get pictures of because of the semen underneath.
Can I see your estimates, please? What year car is this?
93.
Was it fixed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me tell you what my ruling is. Let me address the counterclaim first. Your counterclaim is dismissed in its entirety. As outlined to you earlier, your son did all the wrong things. He's 17 years old. He was drinking. He took a car. He should not have taken the car. He had no license. He was inattentive in driving that car. He was speeding. He had an accident. His fault. He pays the tickets, he pays the fine, and gets a suspension on whatever license he might get in the future. I'm sure he's not going to get a license when he wants to, and that's just ducky with me. So your counterclaim is dismissed. Now let's go to your claim. You're going to get something, but not all of it. Your son is 17 years old. He had no right to be drinking and drunk. He lent the keys to his car to someone else who he also knew had been drinking, because that's what they were doing all night. They were all drinking. So, if he had been not doing the wrong thing as an underage drinker, this whole accident wouldn't have happened. It's more his fault than his fault. But he has a certain responsibility. When you give someone a car, that person has to have total responsibility. If he had driven the car home and it had a terrible accident and someone would have been killed, he would have spent some time in jail. Good amount of time. Well, he knew that he had been drinking because that's what they were all doing there that night.
I never saw him take a drink, Your Honor.
You don't have to see him take a drink, sir. That's what everybody was doing at the party or whatever gathering you were having. You'd been drinking all night. You don't have to see him. You weren't aware enough to say to him, have you been drinking at all before I give you the keys to the car, whether you knew he had a license or not? Certainly, if you hadn't been drinking, you would have noticed that he had alcohol all over his breath because the police officer noticed it. You were in no condition to notice it. But you have a certain responsibility. Cost your mother $4,276 to fix this car. And I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,200. The rest of it I suggest you work off and pay back your mother. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse, you may step out.
He told me it had been an accident.
That's something a mother never wants to hear.
They both were guilty. They both did wrong.
4:30 on a Sunday morning, do you know where your son is?
24-year-old certified nursing assistant Latoya Walker is suing the mother of her husband's daughter, caregiver Teresa Demby, for kicking in her screen door. Teresa says she didn't do it.
Miss Walker, it is your claim that the defendant kicked in your screen door. You wanted her to pay for the damage.
Yes.
Defendant says it wasn't me. You probably did it yourself. How do you know her?
My husband has a baby by her.
Your husband. This is the husband. How long have you been married?
Maybe a couple months. We got married in March.
How old is the baby?
She's 3 now. She just had a birthday.
Who does the child live with?
Her mother.
She always lived with her mother?
No. She just got her on the 24th of May.
Prior to the 24th of May, who was she living with?
Me and him.
How long had she been living with the two of you?
Since she was 7 months.
So you were in court over a custody case?
They were.
They were. And ultimately, your daughter came to live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Father have visitation rights with the child?
No, not by the courts or anything. It's just that if he calls sometime, which he doesn't really, to see
So
her.
he doesn't have a visitation order?
No.
When did this door incident take place?
On April 24th of this year.
At that time, you were involved in the court case, is that right?
I had put in a motion then. A motion was put in.
So the answer is yes,
Yes.
you were involved in court. And the child was living with you?
Yes.
So tell me what happened.
So she called that morning and she asked me, was Shaniqua there? I told her no. So she found out I was lying because the baby was there.
Why did you lie to her?
Because she hasn't been coming to get her for her weekends, and I just felt that I didn't want her to, I don't think that she should have seen her. We always get her ready to go where her mom, she'll never show up when she's supposed to. When she do show up, she's late. She bring her back late.
So you lied to her and told her that the
Yeah, I
baby
told
was...
her that the baby was at her grandfather's house, her great-grandfather's house.
What happened next?
So she figured out that I was lying because I guess she went to the great-grandfather's house and she called me and she asked me did I have a problem with her. And I said no, but I got a problem the way you treat Shaniqua. And she said, what you mean you got a problem the way? She was like, wait a minute, I'll be right over.
Walker says her husband's ex-girlfriend, Teresa Demby, kicked in her screen door. Teresa says Latoya lied about the whereabouts of her child.
Go ahead.
So she came over, we exchanged words, you know.
Where was she and where were you when you exchanged words?
At my door, because my screen door don't have the part where you could talk through. It's just like the glass up top. So I had to open it a little bit just to even to talk to her.
So?
Then she started calling my husband names, a liar, and, you know, calling him names, assaulting him and all this stuff. So I said, well, the conversation is closed. I'm not going to let you talk to my husband like that, you know.
Where was he?
He was at the doctor's that day.
So he wasn't home?
No, he wasn't home.
So she was just bad-mouthing your husband to you? Okay, next.
So then I said, well, I don't want to talk to you because at the time my baby woke up and everything. So I just said, I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm shutting my screen door. Shut my screen door. And she slammed it. She said, I'll shut your screen door because she was holding it, you know, talking. And then she was like, matter of fact, I'm going to kick your screen door. So she started kicking it and I started laughing. And I said, and I got on the phone and I called 911. And she said, call your husband, call your husband. She think I was calling him. I was really calling the cops.
Did they come? Did
Yes.
they arrive? You have a report?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? So she kicked the door?
Yes.
And then she left?
Yeah, she left when she, you know, realized I was talking to the cops because I was looking at her tag number.
Anything happened as a result of this complaint?
Well, I had filed another complaint, but apparently I was at the wrong court because their judgment was that we needed mediation to deal with the baby.
Okay, I'm not talking about the baby. I'm talking about this vandalism complaint. Okay, do you have pictures of the door?
Yes.
And do you have an estimate for the damage?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll hear you.
All right, how you doing? First of all, I seen Mr. Walker, my daughter's father, that day, and he said that Shaniqua was home to give her a phone call. So I gave Shaniqua a phone call, and she answered the phone. I said, can I speak to Shaniqua? She said, Shaniqua's not here. Shaniqua's at her grandfather's home. So I goes to the grandfather home. Shaniqua wasn't there. So I called her from the grandfather home, and I asked her, I said, what? I said, do you have a problem with me? And she said, no, I have a problem with the way you treat your daughter. And I said, what do you mean? So we exchanged words on the phone, but I never went out to her home. So then the next time I really seen these people was when I went there with the police to get my daughter after the custody hearing that he did not show up at. It's all basically over. She doesn't like my daughter. My daughter's only 2 years old. She was abusing my child, and I wasn't going to let my child stay there and be abused. So this is what this is all over. A 2-year-old girl that he has a baby by me first and not her. So she made it her business to go out and have a baby. Fine and dandy. So, you know, you mistreating my child. Every time I turn around, you
Listen
miss.
to me.
Yes?
Listen to me.
I don't know anything about the screen door.
The police report was made on the same day as this incident, on the 24th. On the 24th, the child was still living with them. Common sense would indicate to me that you were pretty angry when you went over to the grandfather's house and found that your child wasn't there.
100%.
Right. And then what you expect me to believe is that you didn't go over to the house to confront her about lying to you. That's what you want me to believe.
Well, basically, you're going to believe what you want to believe. But
No, I'm
what
just asking.
I went back to my home where I live at in Clementon, which we was already in municipal court for this case. When she came to municipal court, she had no pictures of the door. That's why the judge threw it out.
Listen to me. It's not what I'm saying to you.
Okay, what are you saying?
You want me to believe that after she gave you the runaround and said that Shaniqua is not at her house, the grandfather's house, first she lied to you, then she sent you on a wild goose chase to go and find your daughter where your daughter wasn't visiting. You want me to believe that you just merely accepted that and went home?
I just want you to believe the truth. That's what happened.
I don't believe you.
Okay.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $324, which is the amount to fix the door. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They just mad because they can't abuse my daughter anymore, and she's a liar. That's it.
She got history of all.
4-year-old cashier Drayton Hickman and his girlfriend, 25-year-old student Angie Williamson, are suing their former friend, 22-year-old John Jennings. Drayton and Angie say John stole their bail bond refund.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise.
Your Honor, this is case number 14 on the calendar in the matter of Hickman Williamson versus Jennings. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
Thanks, Bird.
Quite welcome.
You two folks are boyfriend and girlfriend, is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
And you had a fight. Police were called. Is that right?
Yes.
When was that?
It was March the 3rd.
Is this the first time you were arrested for domestic violence?
No, Your Honor.
How many times had you been arrested for domestic violence?
3.
Same gal?
No.
3 different gals?
No, 2, Your Honor.
How many times with this young lady?
1.
He doesn't have a good track record. In any event, you were being held in jail and you decided that you didn't want him in jail. Is that right?
That's right, Your Honor.
So you wanted to post bail. So you got some money together. How much was the bail?
$1,500 in cash.
But you didn't want to go down and post the bail yourself.
No, Your Honor, I was not able to since I was involved in the case.
So that you gave the $1,500 to the defendant to post the bail.
That's right.
Correct?
Correct.
And you went and posted the bail, and of course you understood that when and if the bail was returned, that it went back to the plaintiffs.
Correct.
The bail was ultimately returned, and it was returned to you by way of a check.
Right.
Sent to your home.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want your money.
Yes.
So, Mr. Jennings, when did the check come to your house?
I never saw the check, Your Honor. I have the check where it was mailed out.
Let me see.
Give him the one that I signed to.
Well, this is $1,289.
Yes, that was after fines and court costs, Your Honor.
When did you call Mr. Jennings to ask him about the money?
I called him every day after the court hearing, every day, sometimes twice a day.
And what did he say the very next day?
He said he had not received the check yet.
Did you call him the next day?
Yes.
I asked him every day too, Your Honor, because he was my friend, and I used to hang around him. So I asked him every day, and he denied receiving the check.
Did he ever say to you somebody had stolen his ID, which is his defense?
Yes.
When was your ID stolen, Mr. Jennings?
About the 15th or something like that.
All right. So let me ask you some specifics. You got a call from the plaintiffs the very next day. So you were on alert that this check was going to be coming.
Right.
Do you work?
No, not right now.
Were you working then?
No.
So you were home?
Not always.
You were home enough to get your mail?
Right.
Every day?
Yes.
Who else lives with you?
A friend of mine.
Who?
This guy named Tommy.
Tommy what? Did you ask Mr. whether he had seen the check?
Yes.
And what did he say?
He said he hadn't seen it.
Now tell me where your mailbox is.
The mail comes into my door. It's a slide in the door. They slide the mail through.
And only the two of you were there?
There's people in and out my apartment all the time.
People invited by whom?
Me.
So you find out who stole the check. They're not going to be out the money. Sir, if what you're suggesting is that somebody came and stole that check, forged your name to the check, which they would have had to have done, is that right?
Right.
Take it to a bank where they had an account, or to this bank.
I have his signature, Your Honor.
Can I see it, please?
Cassie check.
Can I see it?
And
Statement from the BP.
I also have a written statement from the manager at the BP gas station where he cashed the check. It was cashed at a gas station, not a bank.
I'm looking at your answer, Mr. Jennings, where you signed your name. I'm looking at this check, so whoever signed your name not only signed your name, but also was a pretty good forger. So it had to be somebody who knew your signature really well.
If someone stole my ID, enough practice, they can forge your name right.
Well, enough practice. Let's see when this was done.
I have a written statement from the manager at the BP that
Let me see it, please.
That it was him.
Let me see. Well, the only problem with this letter, which indicates that John Jennings came into the store and, in fact, cashed this check, is that I don't know whether this man knows John Jennings.
I can tell you how he knows him, though. I mean, just in my words, that John Jennings used to work at a place called Kitchen, and the BP is right next to it, and he used to go there to get his checks from the kitchen cashed. And that's how the guy knew him. And he has no bank account, so therefore he couldn't go to a bank. He had to go to the BP to get the check cashed.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Gibson says when boyfriend Drayton Hickman was arrested for domestic violence, she gave former friend John Jennings money for his bail. Angie and Drayton claim John stole the refund check.
Mr. Jennings, I'm not prepared at this moment in time to say that you are a thief. I may think it, but I'm not prepared to say it. Whether you are a thief or not, you have the ability to find out who actually, if it wasn't you, which I doubt, stole your ID, cashed this check, because you live with one other person and you know, according to you, who else comes in and out of your house.
Right.
So you go find them, sir.
Well,
yes.
Well, when she called me from the courthouse saying that the check had been cashed with my ID, had called to the courthouse and was trying to find this out. And I was on my way down there, and I seen a mutual friend, and this friend told me that they said that I robbed them, and I was doing them a favor by going to bail him out of jail, and for them to accuse me of robbing him, I don't think that I should have to figure out who done it.
You probably did rob them, sir.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
You probably did, Mr. Jennings. I am not a handwriting expert. However, I've been on the bench for a very, very long time and have had the ability to compare signatures, to take expert testimony in the field of forensics, and I look at those signatures, and they're the same. You signed twice, once before the check was cashed, and then they said to you, no, we want to see you sign it again right here so that you're not going to take a lot of time to sign your name. And the same signature, Mr. Jennings. And all this happened in a relatively short period of time, so that whoever signed that check didn't have a couple of months to sit around and try to figure out who signed, how to sign the name very, very quickly. It was somebody who'd been signing the name for a very long time. How old are you?
22.
Like 22 years. Anyway, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,289.75. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I totally trusted him too with my money, or I wouldn't have given it to him in the first place.
I was just thinking some BS.
I never thought he would do that to me because we've known each other for so long.
Sales rep Jeannie Kula is suing her neighbor, graphic designer Richard Schumacher, for the cost of her cat's vet bills.
Miss Kula, you were going on vacation, and you have cats, and you enlisted the defendant's assistance in taking care of your cats while you were away. I don't quite understand the arrangement that you made with him, but you will explain it to me, I'm sure. Your complaint alleges that because of his either negligence or purposeful actions, he locked one of the cats in a closet. And as a result of that, the cat had to be treated by a veterinarian. Your bill was $1,400 change, and you want him to pay for that vet bill. How do you know the defendant?
The defendant was a friend of a friend, and he was introduced to me, and I was told that he needed a place to stay. He was between living arrangements, and we were planning our vacation. So normally we had someone come in twice a day to feed my 2 cats, but my one cat had a thyroid condition, and she was very thin and very frail, and we were just worried about her. We thought, wouldn't it be nice to have someone there and look after her a little bit? So Richard came over a couple times, and things seemed to go well. You
mean before you went on vacation?
Right, right.
And did you discuss with him staying at your house?
Yes, he was very excited about staying there because we have a very great beach apartment. But he assured me that he grew up with cats, and he liked cats, he would take care of cats, and he promised to look after my tabby, who was in tentative condition. And
okay. Now, other than the fact that he was to stay in your home, and that was clear, he was going to be sleeping there.
Right.
While you were away. And how long was this vacation?
6 nights.
Was there any financial arrangement? Was he going to be paid in addition to having the use of your apartment?
No, normally the going rate for cat sitting is under $30 a day, and a furnished beach apartment like ours goes for at least $130 or $150 a night.
But you didn't discuss that with him?
No.
You just said, you can come and stay and watch my cats.
Exactly. And he assured me everything was fine. I gave him my cell phone number, I gave him my neighbor's number, I gave him the vet's number, and everything seemed fine. I called him every day for the first few days while I was gone.
And he was there?
And he was there. He said everything was fine, no problems. I called the day before we came home, and I left a message on his voicemail. He didn't answer, and I said, would you please call me if there are any problems? He did not call me back. So we came home late the next day, and we walked in the door, and I still can't talk about this. The cat was lying there half dead. She was lying there. She was all wet, and she couldn't eat or drink anymore. She was just lying there, and she was covered with, she smelled like urine, and she smelled like feces, and she smelled like chemicals, and she was all wet with water. So immediately I called him, and I said, what happened to the cat? And he said, I don't know. I was just there just a few hours ago. I came in, and she was fine. Well, she didn't give herself a bath, so I know he's not telling me everything. So while I was on the phone with him, Tom opened this small utility closet that was in the bathroom, and there was this detergent bottle that had broken. Apparently she was struggling to get out, and we don't know how long she was there. There was a lot of urine, a lot of liquid feces, and it was spread all over the door and all over the wall because she was struggling to get out. He said he found her Monday morning when he was getting ready for work, so we know she'd been there for some time.
Who found her Monday morning?
Richard did.
Okay.
Your Honor,
wait a second. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
What day did you come back?
We came back Tuesday late.
Tuesday.
Right.
So he told you that he found the cat that way on Monday.
Right. We took her to the vet. She required 24-hour-a-day medical attention to save her life. She almost died. I had to transport her with her IV bag from 3 different facilities. I have
Can I
copies
see the report
of
from
medical
that?
records, and I have
Can I see, please?
Your Honor, may I say one more thing?
No, say nothing. I got it. You presented your evidence, right?
I just wanted to tell you what happened after that. It was another month. We had to put antibiotic lotion all over her paws, her legs, her chest, and we had to put salve on her, and then all of the skin and the fur from these parts of her body fell off.
I read it in the report.
And she had to wear a cone, and it was just...
Okay, now I'll hear from you, sir.
This is a very simple case, Your Honor. I was already living at the beach. I was not between residences. I lived actually in a nicer place than her condominium, which her balcony overlooks the chart house's roof and air conditioning system. So, I mean, it's not...
Get on with it, sir.
I did her a favor to feed her cats and take care of her
your
cats.
arrangement was to stay there.
Yes.
Your arrangement was to stay in her home.
Yes.
Okay, so this wasn't going in and feeding her cats. You were going to be living in her home.
Well, I was supposed to stay at her house, feed her cats in the morning and the evening, water her cats, make sure they didn't get outside.
But you were staying there, sir.
Yes.
That was the arrangement.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what happened.
I stayed there. I fed the cats as I was instructed. It was a very complex feeding schedule, 3 different kinds of food, exact amounts of water, specific bowls, very kind of neurotic method of feeding cats. But I worked every day. I left approximately 7:30.
So tell me what happened on Monday.
The cats I fed in the morning. Both showed up. Monday evening when I showed up, they were both around. I put the bowls out. One cat, the healthy, older, darker cat, came and ate the food. The other cat, I called, didn't show up. I looked around for the cat, couldn't find it. I figured if the cat gets hungry, he'll come and eat the food. So the next morning, after taking a shower, I heard a banging in the closet in the guest bathroom downstairs. I opened the door and the cat jumped out. I looked immediately at the white tile floor. There were no tracks, there was no bleeding, there was no, I checked the cat out. The cat walked 15, 20 feet into the living room, laid down underneath the dining room table in the sun and went to sleep. As far as I could tell, I'm not a pet doctor, or I don't have cat ESP, but it looked fine to me. It was laying in the sun sleeping.
Mr. Schumacher, you indicated to me earlier in your testimony that you had your own apartment at the beach, and it was a nicer apartment than the apartment that Mrs. Kula had.
Yes.
Is that right? How far away from her apartment was the apartment that you were renting?
Half a mile.
Now, for the week that you were at Mrs. Kula's, did you go home and check your mail?
Yes.
Every day?
Yes.
Who do you live with? Who were you living with
At
then?
the time, I was staying with a friend of mine.
So this wasn't your apartment, this was a friend's apartment.
Right.
So you were staying with a friend.
Yes, while I was looking for an apartment.
Okay. And so either day or evening, you would go back there after work to check your mail.
Yeah, I also
assume
work there. It's a home office, and we have a business out of there, and it's,
Ms. Kula, when someone assumes the responsibility as business to take care of your pets, they are, of course, responsible. Responsible if anything happens to your pet other than, a natural illness or force of nature. Mr. Schumacher was, in fact, almost in a barter relationship with you. He had the use of an apartment alone, without a friend, for a period of 6 days. And therefore, his level of responsibility, in my judgment, is the same as if he had a job. I don't believe him that he was there on Sunday night and Monday night and fed the cats on Monday night and checked them out on Tuesday morning.
I fed the cats every morning and night, Your Honor.
I do not believe, sir, that the picture described by Mrs. Kula and that the veterinary report as provided by her supports your story that the cat was left in that room for maybe an hour or two, and certainly there was no evidence when you looked inside the room that the cat had been in any distress. Mr. Schumacher, this is your responsibility. If you do not wish to take on the responsibility of taking care of living things, then don't do it. If you do, you have the responsibility to do it well.
I took very good care of
You
the cat.
did not. That cat required 4 weeks worth of IV antibiotics, came in, had lost at least a pound of body weight, according to the vet who treats this cat regularly, and that didn't happen over a period of 2 hours.
No, it didn't. It happened over a period of the age of the cat. The cat was in dying shape when I accepted the position.
Then you shouldn't have accepted the position, Mr. Schumacher.
I guess not. I
That's
won't
right.
again.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It's been horrible. I've been having trouble getting over it.
I think she should see somebody and get some help.
I probably do need it. It's been a very traumatic thing, and I still have nightmares about the whole ordeal.
I was trying to do her a good favor, and that's the last time I'll do her a favor.
I just wish that no one ever trusts their children with him.
I just wish her the best. I hope she gets the mental and physical help that she and her cat.
And her husband, Edward, are suing Mary's sister, Nurse Joan Pulaski, for renting out their home without permission and then selling their household appliances.
Order. All rise.
Now, this is case number 126 on the calendar in the matter of Gonzalez versus Pulaski.
Thank you.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Is this your sister?
Yes, it is.
According to your complaint, some time ago you purchased a house for your mother. The house was in close proximity to where your sister lives.
Yeah.
And the intention was that your sister would take care of your mother because her health was failing. You live far away.
300 miles.
Your mother did pass away when?
In December, we buried her Christmas Eve.
Of 2001?
Yes.
And it is your claim that your sister did some unauthorized things with the house. She rented it to someone without your knowledge, and the renters caused damage to the house. You want the money that she took in rent and also to pay for the damage done to the house.
She also sold the appliances that we had in the house.
Your sister says she made certain executive decisions with regard to the house. In whose name is this house titled?
Ours, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
That's correct. You know, Your Honor, I originally thought it was my mom's house. As a matter of fact, I thought it was the sweetest thing they ever did was buy my mom a house as a gift.
Just what? Okay. House is titled in your name?
Yes,
Correct,
it is.
Your Honor.
Okay. After your mother passed away in December, what kind of communications did you have with your sister with regard to the house?
When she agreed to keep an eye on the house and I gave her a key for emergencies, seeing it's in Chicago and it's wintertime, I was in constant contact with her, and I have a copy of my cell phone bill showing how many times I did call her, and it stops when she refused to start answering the phone.
How come you hadn't put the house on the market for sale?
We didn't put it on for sale.
No, we weren't sure what we were going to do with the house.
Well, what were your options?
Sell it, rent it.
Okay. Was there any financial arrangement between you and your sister that you were going to pay her any money with regard to keeping an eye on the house?
No.
No.
Now, when did you go to the house and find that there were tenants there?
This was on April 12th, 2002. We had a chance or an opportunity to go there to check up on the house and find out why she hadn't been answering the phone. We walked in, I found the door unlocked. We found cars in the backyard. I seen my sister standing right there as soon as I walked in the house. And she's standing there with her hands on her hips, and she sees me. And the first thing out of her mouth was, "They won't pay me the second month's rent." It was amazing, unbelievable.
You say there were appliances that were sold. What appliances were sold?
Washer, dryer, refrigerator, 2 TVs, VCR.
Air conditioner
Air
that came
conditioner.
with the house.
We came in, everything was gone.
When you came in on April 12th, everything was gone?
Everything was out of the house. I asked her how come she did it. She says, I needed money. So then I confronted her about the house. She says, well, you weren't living there. And I says, we didn't tell you to sell anything. We didn't tell you to rent it. I mean, it's not yours to rent, and it's not your things to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll hear from you now. Your mother passed away in December of 2001. You were watching the house. So, tell me what happened.
Oh, my sister says she saw strangers there. This is a friend of ours from grammar school. Her son needed a place to stay. The house was vacant, and I was in between jobs, so I thought I would make it a win-win situation. I would make a couple extra dollars. I was going to tell her, I didn't stop taking your calls. That's all made up. I never stopped taking your calls.
Just a second. Just talk to me.
Okay, I'm sorry. But anyways, I just thought I was helping somebody. I really thought, My friend's son needed a place to stay. He just had a newborn baby. There's an empty place there. Nobody's in there. It's the middle of winter. I was going to rent it out, but then he was short on money and he didn't have any money. And I wanted to wait to tell her until I had money. I was going to tell her, but I wanted to pay her. And I really
tell me about
sold the appliances because I needed the money. When he didn't come up with any money for rent, he gave me $200, and I needed to pay some bills too. And those aren't my sister's appliances. Those are all my mom's things. She may have bought the house that I thought was my mother's, but she didn't. Those are my mom's things.
What things were your mom's?
It's my mom's furniture.
No, we're talking about appliances.
Okay, my mom's appliances, my mom's furniture, my mom's everything that was in there.
Let me ask
is
you
not
this
my
question.
sister's.
When you purchased the house,
Yeah.
was there a refrigerator in the house?
No, Your Honor, we had previously purchased all of these appliances for my mother before we even bought the house for her. She had those in her apartment, and we have receipts.
Do you have her
using our charge card
No,
to
those
pay
are
for the
our
items.
receipts.
No, just a second. Wait. You purchased those things for your mother
Correct.
as a gift
Yes.
for her old apartment.
Yes.
Right.
Once you make a gift to someone, they're no longer yours. So if your mother moved those things into the house, those items of personal property become part of her estate. Don't belong to you. Are there two siblings, just the two of you?
No, Your Honor.
How many children are there?
We have two others, but they're not involved in any of that.
Well, I can't make any judgment with regard to the appliances. The appliances are not yours. Do you understand that? Once you purchased them for your mother and gave them to her for her old place, they became her property, not your property anymore. The fact that your sister sold them is wrong, but it's not just you that's involved if you have two other siblings, because if you wish to make a big deal about it, then what you do is you have to get all four siblings, decide what the property was sold for, and each of you would get 1/4 of that. You would not get 100% of it.
So if we buy it and pay for it ourselves, it's not ours no more.
No, it is not yours. Not if you give it to somebody else. It's not yours anymore. You gave it to somebody. I'll put it to you another way. Let's say that your mother purchased appliances for you and gave them to you for your house, which is what you did for your mother.
Yeah.
And you moved them into a second house or a third house. Whose appliances are they?
Okay.
Whose appliances are
Ours.
they? They're yours. Somebody gave you a gift. Your mother-in-law gave you a gift. You made a gift to your mother. There was no arrangement with her that the title to this property would remain in your name, that you were just loaning these items to her. You were being good children.
May I make a comment about what Joan had said earlier?
Yes.
She did know that the house was under our name because...
not, you guys, and you know.
Yes, you did. Even if you didn't care. Even if you didn't care. You had no right to exercise any control over that property. And if you didn't know that the property was in their name, then you should have found out. And I'm going to tell you why else I know that you knew the property was in your sister's and her husband's name. Because if you needed money, it's clear from what you say, you were in desperate need for money because you had bills to pay, you were in desperate need for money. You would have said to your sister, we have to sell the house because I need the money because I'm really stressed out now financially.
Well, Judge, can I say something?
Sure.
The situation just came about. I didn't go look for a tenant. It just, somebody needed...
You knew the house was in their name, and you had no... Yes, you did.
No, Eddie. You could ask Eddie. I called him, and we talked when he bought that. I was crying. I told him that was the sweetest thing he ever had done for... I ever heard of anyone doing for somebody.
How old was your mother?
She was in her 70s. And he gave that to her as a Christmas gift.
Baloney!
That's what
he was... Hey. Listen. Why in the world would these people, who are not stupid people, make a gift to a woman who was probably not in very good health, in her 70s, and knowing that if she passed away in 2 months or 3 months, that property would become part of an estate and would be divided among 4 children?
No, I didn't.
4 children.
I didn't look ahead to what happened.
You don't look ahead at all, madam.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Mary's sister, Joan Pulowski, rented their home and sold their belongings without permission. Joan says she thought the house was owned by her deceased mother.
Okay. How much did you get for the rent for the first month?
$200.
What kind of damage was done to the property?
Your Honor, they told us they paid her $600.
They didn't.
Sir, listen to me. That's hearsay.
Your Honor,
Could I see the damage that was done to the house?
She admitted it to the police that she collected $600, and I have a copy of the police report.
No, I didn't.
That's a copy of the police report, and she admits that the police...
I didn't tell the police any of that.
Well, that's the police report.
Oh, quiet down.
But I did not, because I know what they gave me. And that's why I was telling you that they didn't give me the rest, otherwise I would have given you something. You guys, I'm not trying to, Your Honor, I'm
reading something. Could you be quiet? I mean, are you on medication?
No, I'm not.
Good.
I'm not on medication.
Good, then be quiet. Well, this doesn't say that she was paid $600. This says she agreed to rent them the premises for $600 a month since it was vacant. It doesn't say she was paid $600. Okay, now let me see photographs of the damage that was done to the house.
The Polaroids, Your Honor, are the damages after we cleaned the place out.
It took us 2 days to clean the place up, Your Honor.
And the house, we bought the house, it was totally remodeled. Everything
It
was
had brand new rugs, walls, it was all brand new done. There's holes everywhere. The rugs were totally trashed.
Your Honor, my mom lived there for a little while too. It's not like it was brand new.
Your Honor.
How long was your mother there?
Just 2 weeks, but we were all, my 3 kids were there too. And
Well, if your kids were there and your mother was there for 2 weeks, then you're responsible for this damage.
Well, maybe, I don't know exactly what damages they saw. I didn't see it all, but I know
Well,
that
I'll
we
show
did-
you.
I know the carpets weren't clean. I know that was one of the things she saw.
There were
but
brand new carpets, Your Honor, when she moved
those
in.
carpets were not clean when I gave my friend the key.
Well, then your kids made a mess of the carpets.
I'm sorry.
Well, then you pay for it.
I could have cleaned it. I own a carpet cleaner, but they wouldn't allow it after I...
Show this to the defendant, please. She's
You know,
outrageous.
Your Honor,
You're outrageous.
really, this is a little bit going overboard. My mom would be very outraged that we were in court about this.
That's probably true. Your behavior was outrageous.
And then, Your Honor, I ran out of film and I couldn't photograph the screens on the windows. They're either missing or split, broken.
Listen to me. She didn't take care of your property. You weren't gone very long. From December 2001 until April, we're only talking about 4 months.
Well,
in 4 months, they made a real mess out of the premises, because I believe that at the time that your mother moved in, you would not have moved your mother into a place that was not immaculate.
Right.
Well, you know, these people, they were only living there a month, Your Honor. That damage was done in a month. They busted the back door, they busted the bathroom door.
No, I see.
Totally trashed it.
I see. And I see what you're suing for, which is really pretty minimum, $3,900. Cost you more than that to clean up this mess. All right. It's very unfortunate. I'm sure your mother would not like the fact that 2 sisters are in court fighting with each other over this kind of thing. But your actions were absolutely 100% wrong and inappropriate. How much did you pay for this house?
$70,000.
I think you ought to sell it. Probably be a good idea if you sold it.
I agree.
Yeah, you don't want to live too close, because you never know. If you're not there, you're an absentee person. Your sister might get angry with you one day. You never know what's going to happen. In any event, it'll cost you at least $3,900 to put this place back in order. That's what you're suing for, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
My mother would be rolling over in her grave right now.
She's not family. She did not do what family does.
I think my sister's making a big deal about it. It's a big baby.
She's a user.
We could have worked this out together, but no.
Personally, I'll never have nothing to do with her.
Don't fight over money. It's not...
19-year-old student Judy Cox is suing her former friend, 19-year-old student Jerry Sinius, for damage to a car that was rented in her name.
Ms. Cox, the defendant was a friend of yours, and according to your complaint, you were foolish enough to rent a car for him, your name, using your credit card. Is that right?
Well, the car, it was in his name. I was the second driver. He just needed me as a second driver so he could use the credit card.
So you used your credit card?
Yes.
But the intention was for him to use the car?
Yes, I wasn't going to be there at all. I was just doing him a favor. This way he could take his trip, and he told me he was going to pay for everything in cash.
Where was he going?
Virginia, I believe.
But you weren't going to be on the trip. The car was for him. Is that right, sir?
Correct.
And then the car got smashed up.
Yes.
And they've sued you?
No, well, they charged me, and
on
my
the credit
mother paid
card,
it
on
off.
on your credit card?
Yes.
How much did they charge your credit card?
$1,400. I have a statement.
I'd like to see it, please.
I also have the estimate for the damage and a picture of the car.
I just want to see what they charged you.
Okay.
$1,400. When did you take this trip, sir?
On the 12th of April, I believe it was.
And there's no question that the car was damaged while you had it on this trip.
Correct.
Let's hear you.
Judy Cox says former friend Jerry Sinius wrecked a car rented in her name. Jerry says he wasn't driving when the accident occurred.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we took the trip, right? On
Who's
the way
we?
back, me and my other 2 friends, Kenneth and Roy. We took the trip.
Which one is this?
This is Kenneth. On the way back, I was a little tired, so I let him drive the car, right? But me and Jody had the understanding that he would be the second driver. So on the way back, we got into an accident.
Just a minute. You had that understanding with her?
Correct.
Is that right?
We had to understand that he would be driving to Virginia, and if he got tired, someone else would drive. Yes.
Which was Kenneth.
Yeah.
All right. Now, on the way back, Kenneth got into a little accident. and hit the side of the car. And then we took it back to the rental place, and they said that I thought at first the insurance would cover it, but it didn't. So
Why not?
but I don't know the reason.
Do you know the reason?
No, they didn't even tell me this. I didn't even know until I got the credit card statement.
Well, me, Kenneth, and Roy, we came to agreement that the person who was behind the wheel would tell Jody.
Who asked her for the use of her credit card?
I asked her.
He was your friend?
Yes, he was a good friend of mine as well.
What about Kenneth?
He was a friend, but I was good friends with Jerry.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we came to that agreement that Kenneth would tell Jody about the accident. Well, he didn't. So she found out through the statement. Well, so I felt, me personally, I felt I wasn't responsible for the accident being the fact that I wasn't behind the wheel. Had I was behind the wheel, I would take full responsible for it. But I wasn't behind the wheel, so I don't feel I was responsible.
I don't think you're a bad person. A little shifty, maybe. But let me just outline what you've testified to. And you tell me, because I really don't think that you're a bad person. Misguided, maybe. So let me outline what we have. She was a good friend of yours.
Correct.
You asked her, you, alone, asked her for a favor.
Correct.
The favor was, can I use your credit card? Some friends of mine and I want to take a trip.
Correct.
And I don't have a credit card to use. Can I use your credit card? She says yes. Rent a car and you go on the trip.
Correct.
You get tired. She didn't get tired.
You're right.
You got tired. You have the following choices when you get tired. You can pull off the road and take a nap. You can say, I've driven enough today. You chose to allow your friend to drive the car. She didn't have your friend drive the car. You chose, you, who had the original agreement with her, let your friend drive the car. He gets into an accident. Were you sleeping at the time?
Yes, I was.
So you don't know about the accident?
No.
You don't know what happened?
No, exactly.
You have no idea what happened. Then, instead of you telling your friend who went out on a limb for you, listen, we had an accident, and let's see what the responsibility is here, you decide to let Kenneth tell her.
But we came to agreement.
Not with her.
With him.
With him?
Yes.
What does that have to do with her?
Nothing.
Right. Nothing. She's the innocent. Little stupid, but innocent. Now, you don't say to Kenneth a few hours later, did you call Miss Cox and tell her about the accident?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say to you?
So I asked him, did he call her? He didn't reply.
He didn't reply, and that was good enough for you.
He said he was going to call her.
He said he was going to call her.
Correct.
So then did you say to him the next day, did you call her and let her know about the accident?
Yes, I did.
And what did he say?
He said, I'm going to call her.
You didn't say to him, let's sit down right now, because this is not right. She did me a favor. The favor was, let me use her credit card.
Correct.
Let's sit down right now and you pick up that phone and call her and tell her that you had an accident. You didn't do that, right? You just figured.
That he would call and tell her.
You believe that Kenneth is responsible?
Because he was behind the wheel and...
You believe that Kenneth was responsible
Yes.
and that he should pay for it. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Good. So this is what we're going to do. I'm giving her a judgment for $1,400 against you. If you think Kenneth is responsible, you take out a summons and sue him. Do you understand?
Yes.
That way, she's dealing with the person who she made a contract with.
Correct.
You then are dealing with a person that you feel is responsible. That's your problem. Don't visit it on her. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,400. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Honestly, I thought I wasn't going to be charged for the $1,400.
I did a friend a favor and I got beat in the long run.
Retired driver Rafael Valley is suing his son, 27-year-old truck driver Jose Valley, and his daughter-in-law, 22-year-old customer service rep Cynthia Valley. Rafael says the couple owes for a loan to bail Jose out of jail.
Order. All rise.
Yeah, this is case number 34 on the calendar in the matter of Valley versus Valley.
Thank you, Bert.
Quite welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Having a senior moment there, darling?
Having a senior moment.
Get used to it. Mr. Valley, the defendant is your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And the co-defendant is your daughter-in-law.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, sir, your son was arrested sometime this
August.
year. Last year.
Last year.
And you made an arrangement with your daughter-in-law for a loan for his bail.
Yes.
Well, your daughter-in-law says it has nothing to do with her. Your son says he never made an arrangement with you to pay you back. As far as he was concerned, this was a gift because you're his father. Is that right, sir?
Yes, how can you sue your own sperm?
I didn't ask you for any other information other than either a yes or a no. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Don't play cute with me. Mr. Valley, how many times has your son been arrested? Only once, is that right?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Who called you or contacted you to post his bail?
My wife and Cindy came over, told me.
Is this your wife?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up, please.
Then my son tried to hang himself.
Just a minute. Your wife and Cindy, that's
Yes,
your
Your
daughter-in-law,
Honor.
came to your house?
Yes.
Do you live with your wife?
No, ma'am.
Did you come to Mr. Valley's home and have a discussion with him about his son being in jail?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
When was that?
August.
8/16.
And did you come with your daughter-in-law?
Well, she wasn't my daughter-in-law then, but we did go together because we didn't have enough money on our own.
How did it come to pass that you came to your husband's house and asked him for money?
Well, me and my husband have always had an arrangement. If anything was to happen to the kids, we'd always get in touch with one another. Now, this was a real bad predicament of where my son was in jail, and I went to my husband 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
With Cynthia?
Yes. And I spoke with my husband, and I says to him, you know, come on, we got to help him. We always helped every one of our kids, all the time. And he gave us $1,000.
Just a minute. Were you present when Cindy had a discussion with him about paying back this money?
Yes.
Tell me about the discussion.
She said that after the trial was over or whatever, that she would pay him back whatever she could. And, you know, we were expecting money back.
She told him that?
Yes.
Now, at that time, your husband gave you, you said $1,000.
Right.
How much was the bail?
$4,600. I provided $1,500, and then my husband called me, I'd say about 6 o'clock, and he left a message on my voicemail, and he said that he had $500 more to give us. So he said, come down and get it. I went and got it, and then we put all the money together. Nobody else put up any money except me and my husband and Cindy.
Cindy put up some money, too?
Yes, she did.
And you put up $1,500?
I put up 15 of my own, yes.
Did you ever get that back?
No.
How come?
Well, for the first thing, my son was living in my home for a whole year. Never had him pay rent, never had him buy food until the last 2 months. Last 2 months, I became unemployed. I had thyroid surgery, so they would pay me $25 a week, and my son was merrily taking it off the bill. I says, why is he doing that? This is something that I needed for my home, you know, for my own salvation.
This was before he got arrested?
No, this is after he
got arrested?
Yeah.
Okay. I got it now. So he was paying you off in his mind for the bail by deducting some money.
Right. But he never gave anything to my husband.
Okay. Now, when did you get married?
February 22nd.
Well, Mr. Valley, you don't owe your father anything.
Thank you.
She does. Because in order to create a loan, you have to have an agreement with the person, Mr. Valley.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you called your son and said, do you want me to loan you this money? And he said yes, then you do it. But she said, I'll pay you back, right?
No.
Yes, you did. I was watching your face as they were speaking. Yes, you did. You said, I'll pay you back what I can.
No. I never even spoke to him. He gave the money to Paula Valley, and from Paula Valley went to the bail bond lady.
You were present with her in the house?
No, it wasn't at the house. She met him in the corner store, and I stood in the car.
And you were never there?
I was in the car.
You never spoke to him?
Never. That was the first time I ever seen him.
No, you did speak with him, Cindy. You even said to him. You even said to him, thank you.
I never spoke to him.
Yes, you
Never.
did. Yes, you did.
Cindy, please.
Miss Valley, you don't have to, don't speak. There's no question in my mind that she said, I'll pay you back. Look at her face. I'm looking at her face. There's no question in mind. She may not have meant it. She may have meant he'll pay you back.
Well, that's what she said to him later, all right? in the end of March, he come over the house. And
Who did?
My husband. And he went face to face with her. But now my son was in the back washing his car, and Cindy was in the front, and she was coming down the stairs. I said nothing. My husband said to her, he said, "Hey, when are you going to pay me back? I have to go see my sister." And she says, "Well, you'll have to take that up with my husband." Hello? They just got married, you know? I mean, give me a break.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today, Rafael Valley says his son and his daughter-in-law, Jose and Cynthia Valley, owe for a loan to bail Jose out of jail.
There isn't a question in my mind that Mrs. Valley, the junior Mrs. Valley, made an agreement with your husband to pay you back the bail, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That has nothing to do with your son. Of course, it's his moral responsibility, but he could not create a contract with you because he didn't speak to you. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500 against the co-defendant. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Just get my money back. It's still my son.
Never take money from family.
You need somebody money? Write it down first.
It's all about greed.
It's been hard.
And I hope he's happy now.
He didn't like it, but it had to be done.
I just don't understand how you could sue your own son. I mean, something that you made.
I hate to tell my son, but he's going to be sued again, this time by his mother for a little bit more.
They're crazy and they need mental health.
Store owner Kimberly Alejo is suing her former friend, housekeeper Katie Just, for stealing $300 from her home. Katie denies the charge.
Miss Alejo, the defendant was a babysitter of yours.
Yes.
And it is your claim that she took $300 in cash from your home.
Correct.
When was this?
February 28th.
Tell me about the cash. Where was it?
My husband put it under the VCR before he left, and he told me that it was
What
there.
time?
About 9 p.m.
And when did the defendant arrive?
She got there at about 7 o'clock that night.
She arrived at your house at 7 o'clock?
She was there before my husband left.
When did you notice that the money was missing?
About 10:30.
And you were home with her?
Mm-hmm.
Who else was in the house?
My children.
Did you ask her about the money?
No, I didn't, because she told me that she had put it up in the closet, and I thought that maybe it had fallen.
How did the issue of money come up at all?
I had just been operated on about 2 weeks ago, and they had to reopen my incision. And so I was on a lot of pain medicine, and that was the whole reason for her being there, was to help me with the kids, because I didn't think I could. And I thought that at about 10:30, I thought, I got to get up and put that money away. You know, put it in my billfold so I remember to take it with me in the morning. And when I got up, it wasn't there.
So at that point, you asked her about it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you say? What did you say to her? What did she say to you?
I asked her if she'd seen the money, and she told me that she put it up under the towels in the closet. And then I proceeded to take everything down off the shelf where the towels and stuff were, and there wasn't anything there.
When you looked for it in the closet, was the defendant present?
Yes.
Did she say anything at that point?
She told me that maybe the kids must have got a hold of it. Again, my kids couldn't have reached the shelf in that closet.
What time did she leave?
About 3 o'clock in the morning.
Was that when she was supposed to leave?
No, she was supposed to stay the night.
Why did she leave at 3 o'clock in the morning?
She told me that she didn't feel comfortable spending the night at people's houses.
Was there any further discussion of the money?
She then called me the Saturday following, March 2nd, and told me that she would pay me the money back when she got her income taxes back.
Well, tell me about that conversation.
She just called me and told me that...
She called you and said what? Hello? What's your first name?
Katie.
Hello, this is Katie.
Uh-huh. And told me that the officer that had went down to question her about it after I reported it had made her feel really bad and uncomfortable, and she was just about ready to have a nervous breakdown about it, and that she would just pay me the money.
Did you have that conversation with her?
Yes, I did. It went somewhat like it.
Well, tell me about it.
I called her and I told her I would pay her when I did get my income tax money, because I didn't want to get harassed by the police officers or anything anymore. And after a couple days, I thought about it. It's like I'm more or less telling her I did supposedly take this money.
That's what it was saying. I'll pay you the money when I get my income tax money back.
And I thought about it after I had the phone call with her, and I said I'm not going to pay her back because that's making me look like I did take the money.
Well, tell me about what you saw when you saw this money. You did see the money.
Yeah, I didn't know how much there was there.
Where did you see it?
It was on the floor.
So you saw a bunch of money?
Yeah, I just wrapped it up and put it up on the shelf.
Wrapped it up in what?
Nothing, I just wrapped the bills up.
Wrapped them in what?
In each other. I didn't wrap them up into nothing. Like, you know how you fold money and put it like in your...
Well, fold it, yes, but that's not wrapping it up. You folded it, yes, and what did you do with it?
And I put it on the shelf.
In the bathroom?
In her bedroom.
And how high up is this shelf?
High enough where the two girls shouldn't have gotten it, but there was a chair in there too.
Now, at some point you left early that evening, or in the wee hours of the morning. Why did you leave at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Because I tried to sleep and I couldn't, because I don't feel comfortable sleeping at other people's houses because it's not my bed, my house.
But you had agreed to stay with her the night?
Because she called me and nagged me for 25 minutes.
Okay, but you had agreed to stay with her the night?
Yes.
Ms. Aleo, I read your papers, and in your papers you indicate that your daughter was a witness.
Yes.
This little girl, I assume. Mm-hmm. Did you have a discussion with your daughter?
She brought it up to me later.
Your daughter?
Yes.
Your daughter is 6. So you understand I can't take her sworn testimony, but I'd like to hear what she has to say. Have you done any preparation of her for today?
I've only told her that we were coming and that she was going to probably have to talk to you.
Okay, fine. Tell me her name.
Vanessa Ramirez.
Okay, Vanessa, could you come sit up here for me, please?
Alejo says former friend Katie Just stole $300 from her home. Kimberly claims her 6-year-old daughter Vanessa saw the whole thing.
Hi, Vanessa.
Hi.
How old are you?
6.
Do you go to school? What grade are you in school?
Kindergarten at Sunset.
Have you been in school before this year? Or is this your first year?
No, it's my before year.
So you were there before. Could you sit still? Okay, good. So you think you're a real smart girl? Are you smart? Do you remember a day when this young lady was babysitting for you? How many times has she taken care of you?
Like about 3 times.
Has she been nice to you?
Yeah,
You like her?
not anymore.
But did you before? Did she play with you?
She put cartoons on to watch.
What's your favorite cartoon?
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. I have a son-in-law who loves SpongeBob. Okay. Do you remember a time when she was babysitting for you and there was some money? You don't remember that?
But I know she stole the money.
But you didn't see her with any money.
I told my mother and my dad put it under the VCR. And
Tell me what you saw. Don't tell me what you told your mom.
Okay.
Tell me what you saw with the money.
I saw that she put it in her pocket and she had the money, but my sister first had the money and then...
How did your sister get the money?
Under the VCR.
How old is your sister?
2.
So she reached up and took the money? And what happened to her when she reached up and took the money?
She got the whole thing and she was playing with it.
Where was she playing with it? On the floor?
Yes.
Were you playing with her?
I was watching cartoons.
So what was she doing? Spreading the money all over the place? How was she playing with it?
Like going like this, picking them up.
Okay. And then what happened?
I told my mom that Graciela had the money and then Katie came in and got the money and put it, like folded it and put it in her pocket.
You saw her fold it and put it in her pocket? Did you see where she went with it after that?
Yes.
Where did she go with it after that?
In the living room.
Did you see what she did with the money in the living room?
She wasn't doing nothing. She didn't even pull it out.
She just had it in her pocket?
Yes.
When your sister was playing with the money, was it all in one pile or was it in lots of piles?
It was folded and it wasn't in any piles.
Can you count?
To what?
10.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Were there more than 10 bills or less than 10 bills?
Less.
How many bills were there?
Like about $3.
$3? Thank you.
There you go.
What were the denominations of the bills that your husband left you?
There were 2 $100 bills and 2 $50 bills.
Anything else you want to tell me?
That Kim went back to check and see if the money was there. And it wasn't. We searched through her bedroom, the clothes that she had on her, my clothes that I had on me, my shoes, my pillows, and everything. We did not find it. I ended up going home at 3 o'clock that morning because I could not sleep there. I called her the next morning, came up, and helped her look for it again. And we still could not find it. So she ended up going to her store that she runs, and I ended up going home.
Did she come back to your house the next day?
Yes, she did. But she did not help me look for it.
What was the purpose of her coming back the next day?
To see if I needed her to babysit that day. And at that point, with her leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning, that money being gone, I thought, if I can't trust her with cash in my house, how can I trust her with my kids?
Did you know that your 2-year-old had gotten her hands on that money?
After the fact, yes. Vanessa says that she told me that, but I was on some very strong pain medicine because they reopened my incision, and I don't remember her saying that to me.
Ms. Aleo, I'm sure that the police told you what I'm going to tell you. There is a possibility that Miss Just took your money, but there is also a possibility that she did not. I mean, I can think of other scenarios that might have happened with that money if your kids are inquisitive and managed to get it from under the VCR. So it's possible that they could have gotten it from where she says she put it. And before I am prepared to label someone a thief, I have to have much more evidence, even in a civil proceeding, because I think that before you say somebody is stolen, you have to be really comfortable with that. So only Miss Just knows whether or not she was just or not and took your money. But I cannot award you the $300 that you're missing. Do you understand?
The only thing that I have to say about that is that the towels were still all folded, still in the same place where I'd left them. There's no way my kids got up there under the towels and pulled the money down.
I probably believe you. I mean, I believe you. I believe that there was money, I believe that it's missing, and I believe that there is a substantial possibility that you took it. But I'm not prepared to label her a thief. You understand? So next time you tell your husband that if he wants to leave some money for you, to take it and put it in your wallet. Put your wallet in your pocketbook. You the husband? The pocketbook someplace secure, and then we don't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, but I told him like put in the pocket. She told me put in the VCR.
Is that what you told him?
I told him to put the money up for me.
Okay. Then it's not your fault. I was prepared to blame you, but it's not your fault. Got a new babysitter?
Yes, I do.
Good. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought Judge Judy was fair enough for both of us.
She was my friend, and that money should have never disappeared because
भैया कहने भी देख नून लेकर जितना ही ना जियो है या नवाज ने को कुर्सी मार दिया आजकल जरा पैसे को ताकत है पैसे को पार है नाना मैंने अल्लाह से जियो है पैसे जियो कह नहीं लेकिन पैसे को जो नाना था डाला पैसे को पार है आज ये हुए पैसे ना बाजार शायद ते मैं तो सारी साइड आना बैठा मैं पीने दे मार के दे सके ना दे केड़ा हाजी मान मस्त हुई दरवाजा लगा खड़ी कोई काम ना कर भी एक छोटी दुकान है धीरे एक तमाक वाला कोई चंगा माहौल मिल गया 3000 किराया बैठे ही रोड से हाँ 4000 सरवार आ रही तेरा चाचा थी ने मेरा चाचा है तेरा सेंगा थी हाँ तेरी क्या उम्र है बैठ बच्चों में 90 लाख भागे 90 मेरे दी में मुझे माशाल्लाह हयाती हो बस 90 क्रास के लिए काम करना मैं अच्छा गुलाम सरवार हाँ क्यों तरह नहीं कहा मैं होते वाले है यार हमें लोन बेचना ये करूँ नहीं कहना है अच्छा खूब आबाद लोन हाँ हाँ इतने अगू होंगे डॉक्टर रमान दई है तो सा कोई याद है मेरा भाना लगा अबे मेरे के रे अच्छा कौन दी है लौंड दी है सोनी है अबे मेरे दी यार आया मजाक कर लगी है बाकी अच्छा अच्छा ए मैं नहीं बनेगा अच्छा मैं पहुंच गई दूसरा कहीं मेरे काफी मुद्दा था अच्छा मनशा यार होने अंतर मेरा यार अच्छा हाँ आगे आदम क्या ना करें आगे भरोसा होना एक बेरे अब्बा मेरा हे कदी है 4-5 बयान थे वही बुढ़ी लती तई बैठे मेरे को मेल में जाएगी दबा के तो घर आनी है मैं झूपड़े चल रहा हूँ मेरे को मेल में जाए मैं पहले तो मेरे अब्बे दी संगीता टे हाँ 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 वही बुढ़ी थी गई हाँ जितना सारे अब्बे का हाथ लगे हुए ना वही में बदी होती हाँ मतलब पैसे दी गाल जना पैसा ऊंड में नहीं हाँ फ्री फंड होंगी अच्छा तू मैंने तू कोई कारनामा किया मैं इवें बता आज तो आप चंगा ने वो दसे ना जा अगर लल्ला रे इतना होने ये इधर पार्टी हाँ कशा करना होगी पिछों ना बंदा दुबा ना ना बुला होना सामने